People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about a loud line, brother, is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, aggravation to our nation. That's what the world is today. The cell pills are at an all-time high. Young folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime. No, the beat goes on. Evolution, revolution, got control the sound. So shooting rockets to the moon, kids going up too soon.
Hello again, everyone. I always thought I could sound like Howard Cosell. Monday, August 30th. What the hell happened to this month? Lola, what happened to summer? It's about gone, isn't it?
I rained out.
You in a good mood?
Yeah.
Finally got a championship in the state of Michigan, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I'm going to lead off with that. How about that? Little League World Series is over. Michigan Taylor North, you know where that is? Yeah. Okay. They beat Ohio's Hamilton West Side. I don't know where that is, but it's Michigan versus Ohio, okay? And Michigan won 5-2 to win a championship, okay? Congratulations to those kids. Also, congratulations to the Little Leaguers from Ohio. You know what? I don't know if they get rings for being runner-up, but you went to Williamsport and you got to play in a championship game. This marked the only time that the clubs from the same region played in the championship. I didn't know that till I read it this morning. That has become international teams didn't compete in the Little League World Series since, 1975, and now it's happened, okay? That's pretty cool. Two teams from the same region had to go through the postseason to beat other teams, and they both of them, meet in the championship game. So congratulations to Michigan Taylor North. Where is that, Lola? What's it near?
Detroit.
Okay. Then the other big news, it's local. I thought there was a misprint when I said, they're going to give that much money to Coach Huggy? He's worth it. You know, he's the face of West Virginia football, period. Basketball. He's just a face anyhow. You know, if I'm a sponsor and somebody says, would you like to do this with West Virginia and have Bob Huggins as your spokesperson? Yeah, okay. Under this current agreement, he signed Friday, and he turns 68 next month. I thought he was older than me. Huh. He'll earn $4.15 million in each of the next 3 years. He's worth every dime. He earned his 900th coach's victory when the Mountaineers beat Morehead State in the NCAA tournament this past March. He entered similar arrangements during contract extensions in 2012 and 2017. Okay, and if he wants to coach after this year, if he continues to coach beyond this new contract, June 2027, he'll have a minimum of 2 physical years of post-coaching status, in which he can earn somewhere around $50,000 per year, plus deferred compensation from the previous agreement. So he's laughing all the way to the bank with a beer in one hand and a smile on his face. I hope he's at West Virginia forever, you know. They ought to put a statue of him in front of the Coliseum, right by the will call entrance, because I always had to go through the will call entrance. There's a parking lot there. Be a perfect statue of Bob Huggins. I don't know if they could do that or not. I would, because, you know, he has said it many times. He loves Morgantown, and West Virginia fans love him. His teams will always be competitive, okay? I like the way he sometimes dances. Well, when he doesn't agree with maybe some foul calls, but that's coaching 101. But that's good news for Coach Huggins. 2-year deal, $4.15 million in each of the next 3 seasons. He may not need the money, but when he retires, he could go buy a couple of golf courses in the Morgantown area. All right? Steelers close out their preseason Friday by losing to Carolina 34-9. I don't care what you say. You might say, well, you know, they went up against the number one defense or whatever. Most of the starters played. Well, that's how you find out how good your team is. And we found out that O-line still needs a lot of work. Or as Coach Tomlin said after the game, we need a lot of time to work together to form, and I hate to use that word, but he used it, chemistry. So the Steelers finished 3-1 in the preseason. For those of you who are ready to say, well, what did the Browns do? Well, I'm going to tell you. They were on national television last night, and Baker looked pretty good. He threw a beautiful pass for a touchdown as Cleveland down Atlanta 19-10. The Browns finish unbeaten in the preseason 3-0. Next up, they go to Kansas City to open the regular season. And wouldn't it be nice if the Browns go out there and whip them? Ooh, what a start that would be. The odds makers would be all over the place. We're going to hear from Ray Fittipaldo. I don't know if he went to the game or not, but he wrote some stories in the Sunday paper about the game and what needs to be done. We will know in a couple of hours who will be cut. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow at 5 o'clock, but the roster's about 83 now, and they got to trim it to 53. That's about 30 jobs gone. But, you know, this is an opportunity for those players to get cut to jump on other teams. And there'll be a lot of veterans probably available because of something called money. So, you know, the Steelers and everybody else will be checking the wires to see if there's somebody out there who maybe another team can't afford, but they could bring them to your squad, you know? The dramatic finish for the Pirates, and I missed it, but I saw it everywhere. ESPN, CBS Sports. I watched the video over and over again about 4:30 this morning, which I usually do. A dramatic win. The Pirates are down 3-1, bottom of the ninth. I think they're last out. And guess who hits a 3-run home run? And I don't care if I screw up his name because everybody I watched today were making fun of each other screwing up the name. Yoshi Satsugo, all right? 3-run home run. This guy has hit 5 home runs already in what, a couple weeks? And I guess they claimed him off of waivers. Well, that's John Parado of Associated Press, big-time guy who writes for Associated Press. He's coming up at 1:05. Ray Fittipaldo at 12:35. And Army and DJ Abasella will be joining us in the last hour. I will not be here on the air tomorrow is it 12 to 1 for that press conference, Lola? Is it an hour?
It starts at 12. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be an hour or a half hour.
I think last year was an hour.
I don't remember.
I didn't either. I thought Biff and I talked about this morning because we were going over all of the coaches and all of the preview shows that we have carrying. So it's an adjustment period. Let's see what I have here. 8:31, Neil Brown press conference, 12 o'clock. Thursday, the Neil Brown coaches show, 6 o'clock. Saturday, the Neil Brown pre-Christmas show. No, I just made that up. Just kidding, folks. Saturday, West Virginia will play at Maryland. I don't know what the odds are. Maryland, they've lost some lettermen, but they're tough to play at home. Ask Penn State. So it'll be nice to get off to a good 1-0 start. All right. And then the home game coming up, 9/11. Is that a Saturday? Yep. West Virginia will host Long Island University. I think I mentioned it last week. I didn't know Long Island had a football team. I know about their basketball team. And that's at 1:30 p.m., okay? All right, we get these updates from all the teams and that because they got to help us out. There's so much going on. WVU, Ohio State, the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, we do it all for you. I had to steal that line. So that's coming up. And when we get updates, we will more than happy pass it along to you. Let's take a break, Lola. And when we come back, we'll give you more of an update to what's happening around the sports world. And I don't want to dabble into news because I don't know who to believe anymore, whether it's fake or true, but it's a shame what's happening with Mother Nature and the weather, especially since I have a lot of friends that live and work in New Orleans, okay, and Shreveport. We'll be right back.
This is Hoppy Kercheval. Join me weekdays at 10 o'clock right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe for Talk Line. I have guests, conversations, texts, phone calls on all the big stories affecting us in West Virginia. So tune in weekdays right here on FM 98.1 and FM 97.7, The Watchdog.
Introducing Mohawk Fast Tile, a patented floating floor porcelain tile system you can install and grout in just a day. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Place underlayment, click tiles together, and grout. There's no demo, no mortar, and no mess. Just a beautiful, durable porcelain tile floor that is waterproof, stain-proof, dent-proof, and scratch-resistant. Mohawk Fast Tile, available at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If you missed us the first time, keep going. You'll find us just down the dial. AM 1600 and 1370, FM 98.1 and 97.7. We are the Watchdog.
I'm not buying till I check on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
I'm not buying till I check on Ford.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. We're so sorry if we caused you any pain. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. But there's no one left at home, and I believe I'm gonna rain. We're so sorry, but we haven't heard a thing all day. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. But if anything should happen, we'll be sure to give a ring.
I hope it's not a sign of bad luck. I'm going through this scheduling of all the things that's happening in the area. The book was like War and Peace, 15,000 pages. So I'm ripping off everything that's not, August, July, June. I accidentally ripped one, and guess who I ripped in half? Coach Huggins. Right in half, the Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration ad. Sorry, Coach, okay? We'll talk over this over a beer. But there's quite a few things that's still happening. Today is August 30th, and if you're around the Weirton Event Center, okay, where all the lights are bright downtown, August 30th, which is today, right, Lola? Yeah. It's the 40-plus band playing the Ohio Valley's favorite oldies, okay? I'd like to be there, but it's my day off because I'm in the middle of a 9-game homestand with the Washington Wild Things, okay? A lot of people from the Ohio Valley. I ask you not to come to the press box, but I do, and thank you, Lola. And it's nice to say hello, but, when I'm trying to do some work. And, there was a couple little kids wanted to say hello to me, and they were showing me their Sean Casey bobbleheads. I got to the ballpark, when was it, Saturday? 2.5 hours earlier. There was a line beginning so they would get their bobbleheads. And then the people in front of me in about the 6th inning were talking about putting their bobbleheads on eBay. Probably haven't even opened the box to see what the bobblehead looks like. It's not one of those huge bobbleheads. They've shrunk a little bit. Sean Casey looks okay, but just amazing. But then I'm thinking, I got hundreds of bobbleheads at home. What am I going to do when I die? My kids will throw them in a bin, so maybe I'll start selling them. or giving them away on packages or something. I don't know. But Lola just handed me, it smells fresh off the printing. Tonight, it's the Buckeye Roundtable, 7 to 9, on WVLY. Why? Well, we take advantage of all the channels we have to give you the information. Tuesday, it's official Neil Brown press conference, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock on both WKKX and WVLY. Let's not forget our Ohio State head coach, the Ryan Day Weekly Coaches Show tomorrow at 7 o'clock only on WVLY. September 1st, right around the corner. High School Sports Line, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on both radio stations. Thursday, if you haven't got enough of Neil Brown, he's back with his Coaches Show on Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. only on WKKX. Why not both radio stations, you ask? I'll give you that answer while you're thinking. Is it WVLY, Lola? Ohio State at Minnesota pregame show, 6:30. Game time, 8 p.m. Or is that on just KKX? Do we know? I'll find out soon.
Ohio State is run on VLY.
Okay, WVLY. Let me write that in because I can use this the rest of the week. WVLY. Why? Because we like Ohio State. And we like West Virginia. But Ohio State at Minnesota. That could be a trap game. Minnesota plays very well indoors. Friday afternoon, walkthrough on both radio stations, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then we have WVLY at 7 o'clock. John Marshall versus Weirton. Then we have the fifth quarter scoreboard at 9:30. Metro News High School game night at 10 o'clock. There you go. I think I got it all. I know what you're asking. Where's Wheeling Central, DeFabio? You forgot them. No, I didn't. They'll be playing Saturday. Central High School versus Tuskegee High School. You can stream on our website for that one. WVU at Maryland pregame show, 12 p.m. Game time, 3:30 on Saturday. But we also have the Metro High School Sports Scoreboard, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay? Sports Huddle, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. I missed something. Yes, I did. ONN Sports Magazine, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Pretty soon we'll need 2 pages of scheduling. But that's why, I'm your messenger. All right? We got all kinds of sports going on. And, right around the corner, we're going to have Wheeling Nailers hockey, by the way. Army and DJ will be in studio from 2 to 3. And then, the kids I don't know if they're practicing now, basketball, okay? So this is the time of the year things get real busy. And, of course, there'll be a lot of talk about the Steelers. And I want to get more into conversation with the Cleveland Browns. So I got to get a spokesman at least once a week who covers the Browns because I think they're going to have a very interesting season. I love their defense. I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield, okay? I think this is going to be a quality year for him. He knows, I know, his agent knows, the owners of the Browns know that he's in line to get a huge, huge raise that includes, I hate this word, guaranteed, M-O-N-E-Y, all right? I expect good things from the Browns and the Steelers and Baltimore. And you know what? Talking to a friend of mine in Cincinnati, he said, watch out for the Bengals. They might win more than 4 or 5 games. Okay? They have a good defense. They have a solid offensive line. So it's going to be a very interesting division where Cincinnati and Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. Toughest division in the AFC? You betcha. But a very competitive AFC North. And, of course, the secret to the Steelers, they have a great defense. Offensive line needs some work. And 17 has to stay healthy. If he's not healthy, down the drain. Okay, I think we covered a lot. All right, I wanted to mention about Coach Huggins. What a nice deal. Couldn't happen to a better guy. It's a lot of beer money, okay? I don't know if he golfs or not. What coach doesn't golf, right? And it's congratulations to both Michigan and Ohio. They played in the Little League World Series championship game won by Michigan, all right? And that's about it. And the Cleveland Brown fans, they're happy that the Browns went unbeaten during the preseason, but I've seen a lot of teams. I remember one year, I don't know who it was, might have been Cleveland or Miami, when they played 6 games, 6-0, then they had a bad season. Never go by the preseason. You just want to keep your stars, your studs, your first stringers healthy for the regular season. And remember, this season, folks, it's a 17-game schedule. More bumps and bruises that the body will take, okay? So you got to be careful. All right. We're going to take a break and come back and talk Steeler chit-chat with Ray Fittipaldo. He's one of the 3 Steeler beat men that I like to abuse. Okay, we'll be right back.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Carrie Hudasek. West Virginia is bracing for the remnants of Tropical Storm Ida tomorrow night through Thursday. Governor Jim Justice has issued a state of preparedness for all 55 counties so state agencies can respond to potential flooding. Ida made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane in Louisiana on Sunday before weakening to a tropical storm. The latest statewide COVID-19 numbers show there are more than 15,000 active cases, more than 500 hospitalizations, and over 3,000 deaths. We'll hear the latest from Governor Jim Justice during his virtual briefing at 11 o'clock this morning. You can watch the live update at wvmetronews.com. Meanwhile, pressure is mounting on Governor Justice to issue a statewide mask mandate in schools. American Federation of Teachers President Randy Weingarten urged the governor to do that during a visit in Charleston last week.
Personally, I think he should issue a mask mandate for indoors. I think that is, I don't think it should go on forever. None of us want to wear these masks.
But during Friday's coronavirus briefing, the governor continued to reiterate he is against statewide mandates. State police say 2 people have died in a shooting at Audra State Park in Barber County over the weekend. It happened Saturday night at around 7 o'clock. Troopers say a man and a woman were shot and killed near the resort's parking lot. Their names have not been released. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Construction on a multi-million-dollar road project in Charleston is coming to an end. Beginning tomorrow, the State Division of Highways will open a new traffic pattern referred to as an R-cut along Route 119 in Kanawha County. Here's DOH project manager Ryan Canfield.
Getting onto 119, you'll turn right automatically and go down and use the R-cuts to be able to go back towards South Ridge if you're coming from the schools, and vice versa from the other side.
The project started last August. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Carrie Hudasek.
Hey, I'm going to the kitchen. Can I grab you a Coors Light?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Huh. I never knew there was a zip line in my fridge. Hey! Hey, buddy! Yeah? You got 2 Coors Lights up there?
You got it! Always brewed down to 34 degrees. With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go. 2 Coors Lights.
Awesome, man. Wow, these are really cold.
That's the only way I deliver it.
Sure, I mean, you being a mountain climber and all.
Yep.
You probably need a pretty warm coat in there, huh?
Yep.
Hey, Ben!
Yeah!
Ask him if he has any nachos.
You got any nachos in there?
No.
Just icy cold Coors Light?
Yep.
That makes sense. It is the Rockies.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
America's infrastructure connects our communities and makes our nation work. These systems are vital to our everyday lives and Ohio's economy. That's why Senator Rob Portman led the way in passing legislation that makes critical investments in Ohio's roads, bridges, and electricity systems. Critical investments in the infrastructure that makes America and Ohio great. Here's Senator Portman on C-SPAN.
Because it is landmark and needed legislation in fixing our nation's roads, bridges, railroads, our ports, our waterways, our electrical grid, our broadband network, and more. It will be a lasting bipartisan achievement to help the people we represent.
Repairing our roads and bridges, upgrading electrical systems, and increasing access to information systems is good for our families, good for America, and good for our future. Thank you, Senator Portman, for leading the way on a real infrastructure plan that rebuilds America and invests in Ohio. Thank you for voting to invest in us. Learn more at let'sinvestinus.com. Paid for by Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.com.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Loop will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
Hi, it's Howard Monroe. Some restaurants in West Virginia are being offered a grant if they will raise their minimum wage to $15 an hour. We're going to talk to a Charleston councilwoman who is also a restaurateur about these grants. Coming up tomorrow on the Watchdog Morning Show, our national correspondent Tom Squitieri in from the Pentagon. We'll be talking a lot about Afghanistan. We'll continue to follow the rise of COVID here in the upper Ohio Valley and the track of Hurricane, now Tropical Storm, Ida. It's all coming up tomorrow on the Watchdog Morning Show beginning at 7.
Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I abhor ya. Can't get food for the kid. Good God, we're gonna rock Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
Did he say take you higher? Who's getting high? Oh, the song. I got so sick of hearing that song. I should have known better, because I've gone to a lot of wedding receptions. That's all they play. All the time. I guess it's an easy tune to dance to. Ray, was that song played at your wedding?
It was not. My wife did not allow any of the old tips, like no chicken dance, no electric slide. She didn't allow any of those old time songs. So she's the boss, and I let her do what she wanted to do. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't you put your foot down and say, "Honey, it's like this." That doesn't work, does it?
That does not work. You know that.
Oh, well, yeah. Sometimes I put my foot down, then I have to stick it in my mouth. You know what I mean? So that means she doesn't like the twist or slow dancing? Because those are old. Like, you couldn't slow dance at your wedding?
I remember specifically there was no chicken dance. So any of those things like that became popular in the 80s, all that stuff, that was not allowed.
Okay, so I won't talk about the twist, the fish, the frug from the 50s and 60s. Okay. Mashed potato, whatever, French fries, I don't know, but I know a lot of weddings I went to, I heard that, and I'm there, no, please, okay, but whatever, you know. The bride and groom got a nice gift, the food was good, I'm getting the hell out of here. But we play that song every once in a while at the Wild Things on there. I take my headsets off, whatever, you know. But I could understand today's youth, you know, they don't want to hear some of that old stuff, but we played at the Wild Things because probably half of our audience are senior citizens, you know.
No, there you go. You got to do what you got to do to keep the people happy.
Yeah, okay. And, you know, sometimes it's the young ones say, why are you playing that song by Frank Sinatra? Well, that's our closeout song, you know. That's life, you know. That's played at a lot of ballparks. What do they play at Yankee Stadium? New York, right?
They do.
Yeah, that makes me puke, too. Well, whatever. And then, you know, I got tired of hearing Sweet Caroline every game. Sweet Caroline, dun, dun, dun. All right, let's talk about the Steelers. Speaking of dun, 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 they didn't do it Friday. Was it because Carolina played a lot of their starters on defense and that O-line still has to, as Mike Tomlin would say, needs more playing time?
Yeah, Bill, I mean, this was, you know, the Steelers had 4 preseason games. They got the extra one, you know, in the Hall of Fame game. So they were sort of 1 week ahead of everyone else. So most teams played their starters in this final preseason game while the Steelers did that against the Lions. So, I mean, Carolina did what you would expect of another NFL team. You know, their starters were better than the Steelers' second and third teamers. The only thing that I would say about the Steelers that's maybe a little bit concerning coming out of that game is they did play their starting offensive line for about a quarter and a half, and they did nothing really against the Carolina starting defensive line. So not much of a push in the running game. The pass protection was so-so. So not a good performance by them, but, you know, they got 2 weeks to clean it up before Buffalo, and they'll try to get those guys a little bit better before that Bills game.
Okay, now what is the deadline for players? I think there's going to be about 30 of them get the pink slip. Is it tomorrow at 5 or 4 or 3 or whatever?
Yeah, tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I am down here at practice right now. They're going to practice in about a half an hour, and then they'll practice again tomorrow afternoon, and then they'll make their final cuts after that. There's a chance that some of the cuts could be announced today. They announced 9 on Saturday. So they can make some of those moves today, but all 18 guys remaining, they got to make 18 more cuts. All 18 have to be made before 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll probably talk to you about Thursday because Wednesday I'm not here. So, well, you know, this is also the exciting time of the year because everybody, all the bean counters for every team, including Omar for the Steelers, you know, they look at numbers. And there's going to be a lot of teams, maybe, well, we can't afford this veteran who's been a Pro Bowler 3 times, so they'll waive him or release him. And maybe somebody like the Steelers or a team that needs a particular player can pick up a valuable veteran and maybe not pay the price, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bill, that happens almost every year. You know, sometimes it'll happen with the Steelers. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. I think if you look at any position where the Steelers might have a little bit of lack of depth. I would say maybe cornerback. You know, it looks like they're going to go with James Pierre as their number 3 corner. He's going to play on the outside, and Cam Sutton's going to bump down into the slot when they go sub-package. So, you know, James Pierre has played well during this camp, but he only has really a couple of games of experience dating back to last year when he became the dime defensive back in late December and in that playoff game. So they could look to improve themselves there, but if not, they're going to go with a young guy and see what he can do.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it should be very interesting. I'm going to be interested in what other teams do, too, because, you know, that's my job, and plus I think it's fun. Wow, that guy was a Pro Bowler 5 years, and they cut him? Well, a lot of it has to do with M-O-N-E-Y. So did you have a chance to watch a team that I think is going to do real well, the Browns? Did you watch them at all last night?
I did not get a chance to see them last night, no. I heard they finished 3-0 in the preseason now, so it looks like they're picking up where they left off last year.
And I thought Baker Mayfield, first of all, I thought a beautiful pass, but I thought he looked comfortable there. I didn't watch the whole game. I don't know if Atlanta had their defense in, number 1 defense, but, you know, he believes that, you know, his guys are ready. They can't wait to start the season. I don't know if I want to start the season against Kansas City at their place, but that's going to be the game, and it's going to be interesting. You know, I was talking to a good friend of mine in Cincinnati who's had that tough job of covering the Bengals for his radio station for 18 years. Poor guy. But at least he's got a job, and he feels that the Bengals are going to do quite well. So he says we might win more than 4 or 5 games. That's going to be a very competitive division, and I look forward to it. And I see that the Ravens lost one of their running backs, Dobbins, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's going to be a blow for them. They drafted him in the 2nd round last year. They do have a good running back remaining. Gus Edwards is a very good running back. Not quite the receiver out of the backfield that Dobbins was going to be for them. So he's not that that complete running back the teams are looking for. But they should be able to get by with Edwards. But that really factors into their depth. They don't have a lot of depth at running back right now. Look for them to maybe make a move on the waiver wire. I saw they had Mark Ingram in for a visit, I think, over the summer at some point. Or maybe they're going to try to pick up Ingram if he gets cut here. So that's one option that they could have. They had him the last couple of years.
Where is he now? Where is he now?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's a free agent, Bill, or if he's with another team. But there was speculation that he could be out there after final cuts.
I was shocked, and then I looked at their roster. They have 16,000 running backs. Sony Michel, was traded. So I'm thinking, wow, why would Belichick do that? Then I looked at his roster. he's got a ton of running backs, and I guess most of them are pretty good. So, hey, he knows. But when you see somebody like that who was a star in the Super Bowl a few years ago, you're wondering what's wrong. Well, he's been injured a little bit too the last couple of years. So, yeah, just because you've been.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and most teams don't pay running backs on second contracts, and Sony Michel's coming up on the final year of his rookie deal, so it kind of makes sense from that perspective too, that they're probably not going to pay him beyond this year, so why not see if you can get something for him.
Now, Ray, I know you have tapped all the telephones in T.J. Watt's house. Any update on when he's going to sign? By the way, folks, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding when I said that. I don't want you to go on a bar and say DeFabio said that Ray Fittipaldo's got the phones tapped in T.J. Watt's house. So you got to be careful what you say, so I had to say that. But have you heard anything?
How's this for a window? Anytime between now and September 11th.
Oh, that figure's coming from a Yankee fan.
I mean, hey, listen, it's going to happen. He wants to be here. They want him here. It's just they're haggling over the money. Yeah, they're haggling over the money right now. I'm sure TJ wants to get the best deal that he can get, but I don't sense that there's any, acrimony, with his representatives. They're working towards it, and I think it'll get done here in the next week to 10 days before that Buffalo game. As you know, the Steelers do not negotiate contracts once the regular season starts. So September 11th is the day before the season opener in Buffalo, so that's when they got to get it done by.
Yeah, and if not, what's that mean? TJ can't talk to the Steelers, and Steelers can't talk to TJ?
Well, I mean, there's no hard and fast rule about that, but that's the way the Steelers operate. That's the way they do business. So, he would become a free agent in March. They could slap the franchise tag on him, but none of that's going to happen. They're going to get that done before the Buffalo game. I don't think they have any worries about that.
Okay, well, I'm going to swear. You ready? I'm going to swear. Is it because of that dirty word called guaranteed?
I mean, it is something new that the Steelers, and you mentioned Omar before, that they're going to have to get their hands around. Usually the way they structure their contracts, there's not a lot of guaranteed money in them. They just structure them in a way that their stars almost always play out the remaining years of those contracts, and they end up getting paid anyway. So it's a matter of structure. They might have to do things a little bit differently with TJ, and I suspect that they will because it's going to be such a large contract, but I don't expect that to be a huge sticking point in the negotiations.
Well, I don't want to throw a curve at you or a sinker. Okay, my fastball is only 30 miles an hour. But I got to ask you this: who's the top 2 or 3 highest paid players at his position in the league?
Joey Bosa from the Chargers is up around $27, $28 million, I think.
Okay.
Myles Garrett is $25 million a year. Khalil Mack is a shade under that. I think $23, $24 million a year. So, he's going to be in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably going to surpass that because it's been a couple of years since Bosa signed that deal. And, TJ is probably looking to reset the market there and become the highest paid edge rusher in the league.
What's Donald get?
Well, Donald's an interior lineman. He doesn't get paid quite as much. I want to say Aaron is, in the 22 to 23 million range.
24, I think. Okay. You know what? So we might be looking at $30 million a year?
I don't know if it'll get that high. I do think anywhere around 28 is probably where it's going to land. But, I think somewhere in that range of Joey Bosa, probably slightly ahead of him, so he could be the highest paid defensive player in the league for a short while. That'll probably change next year, but I think he's going to have that distinction this year.
Brian Billick, you've heard of him, right?
Yes.
Usually you don't say a whole lot of nice things about the Steelers, and usually Steelers don't say a whole lot of nice things when he was with the Ravens, but he feels pay the man because he's the best. How about that? So let's pay the man. I like spending Artie Rooney's money. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if you go back to last December, I think it was a little bit of an upset that he did not win NFL Defensive Player of the Year. As you remember, that was maybe a little bit of a shock there. But he's been one of the best defensive players in the league for about 3 years straight now. So that's what happens, Bill. You got to, when you guys have guys that perform at that level, you've got to pay them. and the Steelers are certainly finding that out this year.
What's his brother JJ make? Do you know?
Well, JJ used to be the highest paid defensive player in the league. That was when he was with the Texans. Since he's gone to the Cardinals, he doesn't make that much. But with his contract, rest assured, TJ will be making more than his brother JJ. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I remember when JJ was like the best thing since sliced bread, but that's no longer. So, and I'm sure.
Poor Derek. Yeah, poor Derek. He's only making $3 million a year.
Oh my goodness gracious, $3 million a year.
We're gonna have to start a GoFundMe page for him. You know?
Oh yeah, you can set that up. By the way, I just paid $28. I have a watt in my house, a kilowatt. That's a joke. Whatever. It wasn't very good, but I just thought I'd throw it out there. But I think TJ very media friendly, good guy. Everybody in the clubhouse likes him. I know opposing players respect him, and they should. And get what you can, because you never know when that injury may end your career. And make sure, TJ, you get some guaranteed money. And I know you're rooting for him too, Ray, so you can interview him.
Absolutely. I think that date's coming soon.
Okay. Well, so far you haven't been able to talk to him, right?
He talked on the first day of training camp way back when. I think it was July 23rd or 24th. So, yeah, it's been a while.
And, of course, we're not allowed in the locker room anymore, but you're not surprised at that, right?
No, I mean, this Delta variant going around, I don't think they're going to agree to make that happen this year, but we'll see. I don't know if they've completely closed the door on it, but I know for the first month or so that there will be no locker room access. Only if you are media for a team site, like for Steelers.com, that's the only way you can get into the locker room.
Well, your buddy Jerry Dulac does like the Steeler pregame and postgame show. Isn't that part of the fraternity?
No, that's different. That's more like Steelers radio network. So,
so they're the same as me and you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just thought, Jerry could go to Art Rooney, says, you know who I am? Oh, no, it's Tony La Russa, whatever. All right. I think we've covered everything. Now, you're not going to be released, and then the next day you sign up with the New York Times, are you?
I sure hope not, unless the New York Times gives me a raise. So.
Okay. Well, what if they say you're going to cover the Yankees for about $150,000 a year?
I might have to consider that then.
$150,000 to live in New York City is not very much money, you know.
Yeah, maybe it's got to be $250,000 then.
Wow. I think the guy, what's his name? He always says, the Yankees win. I wanted to throw something at the TV. Who's that announcer?
Not Michael Kay.
Yeah, Michael Kay.
Yeah.
Yankees win. Yeah, give me a break. Well, I'd get excited too if I'm the broadcaster and hit a game-winning home run like the Pirate game yesterday. You heard about that, right?
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been practicing for 12 hours. Yoshi Satsugo. You like that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was watching ESPN this morning, and none of the guys got it right. They were teasing and joking around, I don't like to joke around about a guy's name,
Just give him a nickname so you don't have to pronounce it,
How about King Yoshi?
There you go.
5 home runs in just a few games. Unbelievable.
That's like old Steeler Christian Fuamatu Mafala. They just call him Fu. So,
yeah, well, you know what? When I was a Steeler announcer, I practiced and I practiced that and I practiced that and I practiced that. And when it came time to switch the microphone on, I screwed up.
Well, you know what Chris Berman used to call him? He used to call him a bad Mafala.
A bad mouth? I better not say that. Well, even back then when I did the Steelers PA, we didn't have a whole lot of different names. You know what I mean? They were simple.
Yeah, they were simple.
You
Simpler times, Bill.
Yeah, well, nothing's simple anymore. I think we covered all the bases. What's your Yankee? Oh, they lost 2 out of 3 to Oakland. What's wrong with that team? What's wrong with your Yankees?
They made some errors.
Yeah.
Urshela made some errors, yeah.
Did you see what happened to my Red Flops in Cleveland?
No.
Player interference at third base that scored the winning run. Yeah, the Cleveland Indians won. Usually that doesn't get called. I've watched it 1,000 times. I'm thinking, okay, in a way it's borderline. You had 3 or 4 guys, including the umpire, at third base. Yeah, maybe there was a little push there, but I don't know. But to lose a game on interference, but that's the way it's been for the Red Flops for the last 2 months.
That's not good.
No, so we'll see what happens. You know what my wish is, don't you? Yankees, Red Sox, One game, wild card, Garrett Cole versus Chris Sale.
Looks like it might happen.
Isn't that a match made in heaven?
Yep.
By
I
the
think
way,
it could happen.
yeah. If that game's at Fenway Park and the Red Sox win, will they look up to the sky and say, is this heaven? Oh, that was bad. Dulac wrote that. No. I'm only kidding. All right, so we hope to hear from you on Thursday. I'll be talking to you before then about the Steeler cuts. I think a couple of veterans will go. I don't know. I don't know what's in the minds of the coaching staff, Kevin Colbert, and of course, the bean counters there. But I don't think anything big will happen. Are we okay with punter, kicker, and all that?
Yeah, I mean, punter's still a little bit up in the air. The rookie or Jordan Bear. I think it's going to be the rookie, but yeah, they got some little small decisions like that. For the most part, they got the bulk of their roster figured out. Now they're just trying to, get number 50, 51, 52, and 53 in place,
Okay, so you're working on that, huh?
I am working. Yeah, I'll help out Colbert as he tries to whittle it down here a little bit, huh?
Yeah, but you know it comes down to dollars and cents, don't you know that?
A lot of times.
Yeah, but with the punter, Barry's been around a long time. I mean, does this young kid look that good where he could replace Barry?
Yeah, I mean, he's good. Barry's had a good camp too, so maybe they can trade him. Maybe they can get something for him. So.
Oh yeah, that ought to be interesting. How would you like to cover the Patriots? This kid Jones has looked real well.
Yeah, looks like he's going to get some playing time. I don't know if he's going to start, but he might get some playing time.
And then Cam, he needs to work out a little bit more, and he needs just to be showing up is what helps. But, that's Bill Belichick. He'll find a way. He'll find a way. All right, I think we've covered all the teams, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore. They'll find somebody to replace Dobbins. Mark Ingram, they know him, right? So maybe that's going to happen.
I think that's a good bet. If you're looking for one move
from
the Ravens, I think that'll happen.
And, running backs, they're not as valuable as they used to be, right? Unless you're Najee Harris.
Dime a dozen.
Not Najee Harris. He's special, right?
Well, the Steelers are hoping so, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay. All right. We'll talk to you Thursday. And thank you for all the updates and everything. And I'm thinking TJ's going to get, let's see, he would be number one. $28 million. How's that? He'll beat Bosa.
That's a good bet. Maybe we can talk about that on Thursday. Maybe it'll happen by then.
Yeah, I like talking about all this money these guys make, and yet it's not enough. You know what I mean? All right. Thank you, Ray.
All right, Bill. I'll talk to you.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. $28 million. Bosa's making 27. All right. TJ would be happy to be paid the best at his position. The Steelers should be happy. I'm sure he'll get some guaranteed money. What's 4 times 28, Lola? Let's see.
No.
4 8's 32?
Yeah.
4 times 2 is 8, 300, and that'll be over 100 million. That's not much when you consider Roethlisberger and Brady and all those guys make money. The guy in Kansas City making buco bucks. Yeah. Oh, Lola, did you have to play that? Oi! I'm going to throw up. No, that's okay. I know people do wild things like that song when they play it. Me, I run down the hall to the bathroom for 2 minutes. Right now, I'm going to run down the hall and get some water because we're going to go from football talk to baseball talk. And what a great ending for a team that's bound to lose about 105 or 110 games last night or yesterday afternoon at PNC Park. King Yoshi did it again. We'll have John Parado from the Associated Press. Oh, I love dropping names. We'll be right back on The Variety Show with Bill and Lola.
And then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier. Can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I abhor ya. Can't get food for the kid. Good God, we gonna rock on to Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. Oh no!
The Watchdog is FM 98.1 W251CY, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7 W249DU. AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. What a mess. Big time. Big challenges for thousands of workers right now and for weeks ahead after Hurricane Ida. ABC's Victor Akendo in New Orleans.
More than 1 million customers are without power here in Louisiana. In Mississippi, 105,000 customers are in the dark there as well. According to Entergy, one of the largest providers here in the region, this was before the storm. They said that customers in the direct path of a Category 4 hurricane can experience outages for up to 3 weeks. They have a workforce of 7,000 already here in place, and now crews from multiple states are headed here to help restore power as well.
A tropical storm headed north. Hospitals in Louisiana across the Gulf Coast treating the storm injured. On top of this, says ABC's Trevor Alt in Lafayette, Louisiana.
With Louisiana's vaccination rate among the lowest in the country at only 41.4% vaccinated, the Delta variant has driven the state into a fourth COVID wave, averaging 4,200 new cases and 63 deaths each day. Louisiana seeing the second most cases per capita in the country.
More details on last night's attack on the airport in Kabul. U.S. Army Major General Hank Taylor.
5 rockets were in the air and went. 3 landed off the airfield, were no effect, and CRAM was able to effect and thwart the attack of one, and the other rocket landed with no effect to the mission or any danger to our personnel.
Ahead of an end-of-the-month deadline for the U.S. to be out of Afghanistan, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby.
Our commanders on the ground remain in communication with Taliban leaders around the airfield to deconflict and to prevent miscalculations and misunderstandings. And so far, that communication has been effective.
Fire officials ordered more wildfire evacuations near Lake Tahoe that straddles the California-Nevada state line, and are warning others to be ready because they might have to leave also, the fire moving a lot faster. You're listening to ABC News.
Paid for by the American Hospital Association. Many hospitals are facing a financial crisis resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic. The AHA has projected that hospitals will experience at least $320 billion in losses from March through December 2020 as a result of canceled services, COVID treatment, and the purchase of additional PPE. AHA President and CEO Rick Pollack.
As we continue to deal with COVID-19, our patients, communities, and the entire country is depending on hospitals remaining resilient. Hospitals will need further support and resources to ensure that we can continue to deliver the critical care that our patients and communities depend on.
The economic challenges created by COVID-19 have forced some hospital leaders to make tough decisions. Congress and the administration can help to ensure health providers are prepared for any surge in COVID-19 patients that would result in a shutdown in normal hospital operations. To learn more, visit AHA.org.
Severe damage from Hurricane Ida and raging wildfires in the West sparking new debate about climate change. Stanford University climate expert Noah Deffenbaugh says that natural disasters are connected and could get worse as the planet continues to warm.
The heat in the upper layers of the ocean is increasing. That's providing more energy for storms. We're seeing not just stronger storms, but also this rapid intensification of storms.
Deffenbaugh says reaching net zero in terms of green gas emissions is the only way to stabilize the climate system. Italy says it's taken in the highest number of Afghan refugees in Europe.
Hundreds of volunteers from throughout Italy have arrived at this Red Cross refugee camp in central Italy, where almost half of the 5,000 Afghan evacuees Italy has taken in are staying. The last of the Afghans that Italy airlifted out of Kabul arrived here in Rome this weekend, though Italy's foreign minister says the country will try to help others get out over land.
La situazione in Afghanistan.
On Sunday, Pope Francis expressed great worry about the situation in Afghanistan, including the suffering of those killed in the suicide attack outside the Kabul airport. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
Amazon teaming with payments company Affirm to offer online shoppers a buy now, pay later option that does not involve credit cards. Amazon customers can split the total cost of purchases of $50 or more into monthly payments. This is ABC News.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Chuck Severson, ABC News.
The Terps. Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Caridi. That story coming up on today's Mountaineer Report.
What makes one head of lettuce better than another? What makes a grape greater? At Kroger, we take scrutinizing freshness to a whole new level, where only the best of the best of the best will do. We're seriously serious about what goes on our shelves, so only the freshest makes the grade. That means not every leafy green leaves the field. Not every cauliflower makes the cut. So if we've got it at Kroger, you can bet your bananas that it's not just fresh, it's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone. At Kroger, fresh groceries are our thing, so we do freshness checks on the items in your delivery order at every step of their journey from our farms to our stores. And pick and pack every blue, raz, and strawberry in your free pickup order with the utmost care. Because we believe in treating your food the same way we'd want ours to be treated. It's the golden rule, only for like fresh fruit and stuff. Order now using the mobile app. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
So here we go, folks. Game week has formally arrived for the Mountaineer football team. And on Saturday, West Virginia opens up season number 3 for Neil Brown and the 2021 season with a game against the University of Maryland Terrapins. Back on Friday's report, I told you that WVU has only opened in a true road game 7 times in the last 50 years. But one of those games was against the Maryland Terrapins. It was 1973. And talk about a season starting late. WVU did not play its very first game of the year until they went to Byrd Stadium, and that was the 15th of September, 1973. And what a game it was. Now, for those of you that have been around a while, you certainly do remember it. West Virginia, Maryland. A lot of good players on that field, but 2 field goals were the total scoring in the opening half.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Sanity. Tax the rich, feed the poor.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabian on AM 1600 WKKX, the Watchdog.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, the Variety Show. Let's see, we talked about Little League World Series. We talked about the Cleveland Browns, since we carry the Cleveland Browns. We talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ray Fittipaldo. Now we're going to switch sports and talk baseball with Mr. Associated Press, John Prado. Hey, John, how are you?
Doing good, Bill. How are you?
Well, I feel better than Rick Eckstein, or Eckstein. He was just fired by the Pirates. You heard about that, right?
That according to the press release, they parted ways. He didn't get fired. They parted ways.
But
which
you
is,
and I both know he was
yeah,
fired.
means he got fired. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bob,
Why they just don't say it?
Yeah.
You're fired.
Okay,
We
well,
fired you. Yeah.
if Bob Nutting, 500 feet from where I work, has a problem, he can come up and see me.
Absolutely.
I'd love to have a conversation with him.
I would too. Well, I'm sure, firing Rick Eckstein, that should turn everything around on a dime.
It does say fired, though.
Oh, does it? Now,
No, it's AP. It's your bosses. Pittsburgh AP / the last place Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm saying the press release from the Pirates said they parted ways.
Okay.
They didn't fire, because I just had to laugh. Like, we fired him, but we're not saying we fired him. It's just so disingenuous. But anyway, I digress.
Well, I've been fired a lot of times. One station fired me 3 times in like 1 year. They never said I was released or anything. You know what I mean? We fired Bill DeFabio. Whatever. I always found a job.
You parted ways.
I parted ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe I parted waves, like the Red Sea. You know what I mean?
Maybe. If anyone could, it'd be you.
Yeah, thank you a lot. I don't think this move, I mean, first of all, I've interviewed Rick, but the guy, he doesn't know who's coming to the game anymore because all these changes are made, trades are made. You're bringing guys up from AAA or you're releasing, I don't think that's the problem. Do you?
No, it's like, when I think about somebody in this situation where you have a bad team, a bad group of players, and you don't do anything with them, reminds me of what Lloyd McClendon told me when he got fired or parted ways or however they want to put it in 2005 as the manager, and he said nobody's ever won the Kentucky Derby with a jackass, and it's true.
I'm going to use that and take credit for it. No, I'm not. Yeah. That's a great line. Lloyd McClendon said that?
Yeah.
He was quotable. I will say that. He was quotable.
And it's true. I mean, he has a bunch of guys that can't hit it. You can only make them so much better. Either you can hit or you can't. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, the pitching hasn't been good either. Why didn't they part ways with the pitching coach too?
Why didn't they fire the pitching coach? I'm not going to use part ways.
Yeah.
If the Pirates have a problem, give me a call after 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it got fired. But, parting ways is a nice way of saying we no longer want you.
Yeah.
But, wasn't he hired by Neil Huntington?
Actually, he was the hitting coach in Clint Hurdle's last year in 2019. And, Shelton knew him. Eckstein was the minor league hitting coach with the Twins before he came to Pittsburgh, and Shelton was the Twins' bench coach. So they knew each other, and that's part of the reason he kept him when he became manager. Though I think a lot of times anymore, the manager doesn't have a whole lot of say in its own coaching staff. That's more from the front office than the actual manager himself. Like it used to be, pretty much the manager had complete say over who was on the coaching staff. So anyway, I mean, until they get better hitters, it doesn't matter who the hitting coach is going to be. You can only do so much.
Well, this will be the last time I give the Associated Press credit because I already mentioned them 3 times. But according to the AP, the Pirates entered Monday last in the majors in runs scored, home runs, slugging percentage, last but not least, on base plus slugging. And the Pirates are also 27th in the majors in batting average and are on their way to a 3rd straight last place finish in the NL Central. Certainly not nice numbers, but the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, and they haven't hit all year. I mean, it's not a recent phenomenon. I guess I thought they would hit a little bit better. I thought their pitching would be really bad, and it hasn't been good. It's been a little bit better than I thought. But, I mean, I thought, I didn't think they'd be one of the top teams in the league in hitting. But I also didn't think they were going to be dead last in runs scored this year. And it does seem like that not too many of their hitters have improved this year. If anything, most of them have taken a step backwards.
Yeah, but what about this guy? Now, you know what? I've been practicing all day, and I tried to watch ESPN this morning. I mentioned it earlier today. The guys at ESPN were laughing at each other because they couldn't get the name right. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of sad. You're professionals. Try and get the name right. I try and do that every night when I do a Wild Things PA, and sometimes, especially with the Canadian team we had. Yoshi Satsugo. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah! What do I get?
You get to be the Pirates hitting coach. You get a new hitting.
They couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah.
They couldn't pay me enough.
Oh, they
But-
wouldn't pay you enough. Don't worry.
You said it, and I represent it. But this guy, where'd they get him from? Because he's hit, what, 5 home runs already?
Yeah, it's weird. He played in Japan for 10 years. He's Japanese from Japan, and he was a pretty good player in the Japanese league. Was an all-star 4 or 5 years over there. Tampa Bay signed him before last season. He didn't have a real good year with the Rays, and they traded him to the Dodgers in May, and he didn't do anything with the Dodgers. They sent him to AAA, and the Pirates fished him out of AAA, and all of a sudden he's become, like Mickey Mantle here for the Pirates in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Or Ichiro. There you go. And who was the guy in the 60s that came up?
Masanori Murakami.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Masanori Murakami.
I'd screw that one up. That was. I thought there was another guy with the last name O.
Yeah, he never came to the big leagues. He hit like 800 homers in Japan. Sadaharu O.
Yeah, whatever. Oh my. But he was supposed to be what, the Babe Ruth of Japan?
Yeah, he had actually hit more home runs than Hank Aaron. He had over 800 in his career.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just call him Mr. O. I'm calling Yoshi King Yoshi from now on. How's that?
That would be fine, but it'd be interesting. Maybe they found something here because, like I said, he was a good player in the Japanese leagues. He was a real good player. So it wasn't like this was a guy that's been a bum that's been, kicking around the minor leagues for 10 years. So maybe they got lucky and they found somebody who could help them. But, now that this new hitting coach, whoever it will end up being, maybe he can turn this guy into Sadaharu O II.
Oh, boy. But, Rick Eckstein, I just think he's like a fall guy. Why don't you fire the pitching coach? Who's a pitching coach?
Oscar Marin.
Yeah. He hasn't had a good year with his staff.
No, he hasn't had 2 good years either. He's 2 years. And, it's a shame. Rick is a really hard-working, good guy.
Yes,
he really is a good man. And I feel bad for him, but, I reference back to what Lloyd McClendon said, and that really fits the situation right there.
Yeah. And, the Cardinals are basically, I told Greg Brown Friday, I said, you know what, or Thursday, I'd be happy with a split. And he said, so would I. And they split. So that was good, because the Cardinals, they basically have owned Pittsburgh and St. Louis. Maybe not so much in St. Louis, but at PNC Park. So, every dog has its day. So, but I'm listening to different versions of King Yoshi's home run. I wanted to play the St. Louis Cardinal one, but it's got like ads in it and stuff, so I don't want to do that. But the St. Louis Card guy, he was very generic, fly ball. Oh my, what a way to lose. What a way to lose. Well, it happens, pal. Your Cardinals have done that in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a hell of a way to lose, but it's a hell of a way to win. They're down 3-1. I don't know. Was I in the Wild Things parking lot or whatever? And I turned it off with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. I go home, check the cell phone, and they win 4-3 on King Yoshi's 3-run home run.
Yeah.
Then I watched the celebration. The team have they got 80 losses yet?
The Pirates?
Yeah. I can look it up.
I can't remember what the record is. I can't count that high. So
Well, I'll tell you in a second with my handy-dandy smartphone. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Hold on, I won't tell you. Hold on, I will tell you. Let's go ESPN.
Yeah, I have a smartphone, but I'm a dumb person. I could check on my phone, but I'd probably cut us off.
Here we go. Yeah, they celebrated like it was the World Series, and I celebrate too. They didn't have much to celebrate this year. 48-83.
Wow.
They could lose 110 games.
I mean, if they really play bad, it would be hard not to at least lose 100 at this point. Yeah.
But they have an undefeated pitcher, Chris Stratton. He's 5-0.
How about that?
There you go. Let's pencil him for the All-Star game next year.
He's actually been one of the few bright spots. He has had a pretty good year out of the bullpen. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't trade him at the deadline. I would have thought a lot of teams would have been interested in a guy like that. But yeah.
It was a tough loss for the Cardinals because they remained 3.5 behind Cincinnati for the second wild card. And what do you expect when you beat up on a team the night before 13-0?
Yeah. Well, I think, like you said about the Cardinals broadcast call, there's a lot of frustration on that team. I don't think they thought they were going to be 13 games out in the division in August, and I think they know deep down they're not going to get the wild card either. And I think it's starting to set in, and a loss like yesterday just kind of reinforces the fact that even though they were considered the favorites to win the division coming into the year, they're not going to be playing in October, and I think that's caused a lot of upset people in and outside the organization.
Yeah, that Cardinals fan base might be the best in baseball. Sorry, LA. Sorry, Yankees, but they really support their team. And, when they lose, it's like having a heart attack. So I guess a lot of people having a heart attack. So, but you know what? The old guy's coming back for another year. Johnny Molina.
Yep.
He is older than dirt. He's older than dirt.
I know, 39, and Adam Wainwright's 39, and he makes the Pirates look silly like every other week. He pitches against them and shuts them out again. And
I was going to say, he probably looks at the schedule, I'm going to pitch against the Pirates in 3 days. That's a W.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I want to talk about this because I remember it, and I never thought anything about it because I'm colorblind. You know what the 50th anniversary is on September 1st, don't you?
I believe it's the all black lineup, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
All black Latino lineup,
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if he was full of it, but Danny Murtaugh, he always told it like it is. He said, you know what? I just made out the batting order. That's all I did. I put the 9 best players I thought could help me with a W. So, but that was, nobody really made a big deal out of that, right? As I can remember.
I don't think. No,
Bob Prince didn't say anything until about the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and
I the Pirates were always ahead of the curve when it came to Latin players and African-American players. So it wasn't that, I just think it wasn't that big of a deal because they usually, like I said, they were ahead of most teams in signing, especially players out of Latin America. So I think it just didn't seem that big of a deal because they'd had Latin players longer than most other teams.
Yeah. You want to hear some quotes from that game in the locker room?
Sure.
This is quoting, who in the hell is it? Dave Cash.
I can see you were there if you're reel-to-reel going around getting reaction.
Hey, I had a reel-to-reel tape recorder in Boston. It weighed about 15 pounds, and I'm carrying this thing around, Okay, this is Dave Cash. Quote, Al Oliver said to Dave Cash, quote, I said, Dave, we got all brothers out there on the field? And Oliver really didn't say anything. Then he said, yeah. From rookie second baseman Rennie Stennett to all-star pitcher Doc Ellis, there was a crazy guy. All 9 Pirates were either African-American or Latino, but Oliver notes that the Pirates, led by future Hall of Famers Roberto Clemente, who was born in Puerto Rico, and black slugger Willie Stargell, typically had at least 6 black or Latino starters in any given game anywhere. And if you look at that roster, on any given day, there was 5 or 6 men of color. How was that? The lineup was unprecedented, said Oliver. I know no one called and told me about everything that happened. The other starters that day, Manny Sanguin, I forgot Jackie Henderson was in there. And maybe one of the best pinch hitters of all time, not named Jerry Lynch, Gene Clines.
Yep.
Gene Clines would have been a starter.
Langley. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's I never thought about that at all.
Yeah.
Because I think I listened to the game in Boston on the big stick, 50,000 watt KD that you could hear in Boston. Then people in Pittsburgh could hear WBZ, KDK's sister station, for some Red Sox games.
Group W.
Yeah, Group W. Yeah, Group Wacky. That's what I used to call it. Because I worked for both. Okay. Yeah. But you got to be wacky to be in the business, let alone your bosses are whacked out. Okay. Correct. Yeah, but some of the players thought that it was a big deal, and some said, yeah, okay, we're the best out there, whatever. Today, that would be a big story. I'm sure it's going to be a big story on Wednesday.
I know when the Pirates had their 71 team back, when they had their reunion about 6 weeks ago, I guess.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah, and I know there were quite a few media people asking about that game and that lineup and everything. So I'm guessing there's going to be quite a few stories marking that 50th anniversary. Yeah. That would be my guess. Because it is, like I said, it's really a bigger deal now.
Yeah, than when it happened on September 1st, 1971.
I grew up in the 70s, and to me, it was no big deal that they had a lot of black and Latin players. That's what I was used to. And, you know, I think it stands out more now than it does then.
Yeah, and I think it hurt Roberto Clemente, a man of color, Latin American, in 1960 when I thought he had a better year. And I'm 9 years old, but I studied. You know, I read newspapers. I got the sporting news, the Bible of baseball. I thought he should have been MVP, but Dick Groat, who had a decent year, got the MVP award.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. I mean, he wasn't around back then, but I would think, I would think so. From talking to people who played in that era, people, you know, that covered baseball in that era. Yeah, I would think that's a possibility.
And you know, because of his name, who was it? Branch Rickey the third? Was it
Yeah.
the third? The Pirates were way, way ahead of the curve, you know, when they would go outside of the United States and get a lot of Latin American ball players.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
Yeah.
the movie 42 that I just
Yeah.
watched again. You know, Jackie Robinson, come on. Jackie and a lot of other players, Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, they should have been in the majors a long time ago.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know. And there was a game in 67 where the Pirates, it doesn't say here on my handy-dandy smartphone, it just clicked off. Hold on, I'll get it back. The Pirates in 1967 fielded 8 black starters. Everyone was a man of color except the pitcher.
Oh.
So, but, you know, it's great stuff. It's great stuff. And you know what? Maybe they should recognize it on September 1st, when times weren't so delicate back then like they are now, you know? And on September 1st, 1971, when they actually fielded 2 distant all-black and Latino lineups, guess who came out of the bullpen to pitch?
Ramon
Man of color.
Ramon Hernandez.
Bob Veal.
Bob Veal.
Then-
Yeah, he's a reliever.
Then I saw him the following year working in a liquor store by Fenway Park. He walks in, he said, "Do you have 2 bottles of Forbidden City?" It came in a fancy bottle. You just kept the bottle, didn't drink the booze. And I said, "Bob Veal." He goes, "You recognize me?" I goes, "Yeah, the thick glasses. I used to see you at Forbes Field." He says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm going to school here." And we became friends. And he had a couple of good games for the Boston Red Sox. But you know, Bob Prince, remember what Bob Prince said about Veal in the early 60s?
Yeah, he threw a strawberry through a locomotive.
And he threw the radio ball.
Through the radio.
You can't see it, but you can hear it.
Hear it, yeah.
And I think you and I discussed this before. Veal was going up against Lou Brock. It was a sweaty night at Forbes Field. Veal, because his glasses kept getting, you know, foggy and everything, took his glasses off, put them in his back pocket, and was ready to pitch to Lou Brock. Lou Brock said to the umpire, I'm not batting against him without his glasses. Some of the great stories, you know? But Bob Veal, he was awesome for a couple of years.
Yeah, he had some of the best years in Pirate history.
And, you know, all the relief players, yeah, they were good. I thought the best was Elroy Face when he won, 18 games in 59? Yeah. But I was a big fan of Alvin O'Neill McBean. What a name.
Yep.
And he had a couple of great years.
He did. He had some really good years. And here, I'll tell you, you'll appreciate this, the name Alvin O'Neill McBean. A few years back, he was at PNC Park in the stands, and the Pirates showed him on the scoreboard with the message that said, "Welcome, former Pirate pitcher Alvin Bean."
Ooh, I'd have been upset.
Not McBean, Alvin Bean. I'm like,
He was a classic. And then I always remember, you remember the short sleeves? They all looked tough with their arms hanging out, muscles and everything. Remember those jerseys from the 60s?
Yeah.
Joe Christopher.
Yeah, the Virgin Islands too, like McBean. Yeah.
That's right. Joe Christopher had arms like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Bruno Sammartino. And that was the picture they had on the baseball card.
Mm-hmm.
I should have saved that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if I had all my cards from the 60s, I wouldn't be working here. I wouldn't be working, period.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had Hollis Wagner card.
True. Yeah.
I could buy the city of Wheeling with $6 million, and I could buy the entire Beaver County. I could be the mayor of Ambridge and Aliquippa.
And you could reopen Twin Kiss.
Twin Kiss. Oh man, a dime. Oh, a double cone. By the way, speaking of Beaver County, Wheeling Central did a number on Ambridge this past weekend.
Yeah, the Bridgers come up a little short there.
And I would tell the coach at Wheeling Central for a number of years I would attend those Ambridge Aliquippa games with and without prison guards.
Yeah.
Remember at nights? You know, they don't play that game at night anymore, and I know why, but that was a great rivalry. You know, both teams were real good. But yeah, September 1st.
Sadly, they quit playing the last couple of years. It just becomes such a rout every year. Aliquippa beat them like 55-0 that they no longer play each other. It's about 3 or 4 years now since they played.
Yeah. What about Aliquippa with all the great players they've put in the National Football League?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they're still very good every year. They never have a down year.
Well, you know, if you're an athlete in Aliquippa, you either play football or basketball. They're both very good. Or you wear pinstripes behind bars.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm afraid that once in a while, I won't be visiting my relatives anymore because they still call me for tickets and don't ask me how I feel. I still am intimidated, even during the day, going through downtown Aliquippa. Beautiful sidewalks, beautiful police department, but other than that, there's a lot of windows that are closed for business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of towns around here. Small towns are, you know, they're disappearing. But Aliquippa, man, we could spend an hour on all the great players that have gone to the Hall of Fame or the National Football League. I think that's about it with Aliquippa Ambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought they'd give Wheeling Central a game, but that
Well,
wasn't.
Ambridge has been down for a number of years. They almost didn't field a team like about 5 years ago. They only had 18 kids.
Oh.
I don't know what goes on in Ambridge, but they have a great tradition, but they have not been good for about 10 or 15 years now. They've been just, you know, every year after year, they've been just bad. 1-8, 0-9, 0-10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you go into Sheffield area before you go 2 miles. It's 2 miles away from downtown. You come to the four-way there. There's a boron station, a pizza place, and a liquor store in the corners. You see all these signs, and every year they have to add to the signs all of their WPIAL and state championships.
Yep.
They keep adding the numbers. Football, basketball. You talk about a tradition, you know? All right. I'm trying to think of the guy that used to be at Baldwin. He was the football coach. Don Yanessa. Yeah, the Maulers used his locker room at Baldwin. And then when the Maulers left town, what happened to all of our helmets and jerseys? We won't go there. Because I got a helmet and I got a jersey because they owed me some money for doing PA for the Mauler games. You want to buy a Glenn Carano helmet?
Not really, but I think I know where I could find it.
Mike Rozier jersey. Remember Michael?
Yeah.
Michael mumbles. He always mumbled.
Yeah. He was a big buff. Yeah.
Oh. Sam Clancy, remember him? Big pit player, played tight end for the Maulers.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then there's my buddy, Bill Keeson, who hired me. Maybe he's the one who owes me the money, and I don't have to go see Edward DeBarlo Jr. But Bill Keeson, a local guy, has a World Series ring, a World Championship Super Bowl ring when he was with the Redskins. Then he became the PR guy for the Maulers. So, yeah, a lot of good memories with the Maulers. The Maulers, the Pittsburgh Maulers.
Yeah. Did they play 1 year or 2 years? I can't remember.
A year.
1 year, yeah.
You know what happened there, don't you? The owner of the New Jersey Generals, named Donald Trump, convinced all the other owners, let's compete in the fall with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And they all were a little bit stupid because they agreed with Mr. Trump. And you know what happened to the league?
It went kaput.
Yeah, and the league sued the NFL, and they got $1.
$1 cash.
I'm full of good stuff, ain't I?
I know.
Aren't I? Whatever.
Yeah, Trump, that wasn't the best strategy Trump had with the USFL.
If he would have kept the fall, because, you know, there were a lot, we're talking about a few hundred players, you know, in a league that produced Jim Kelly, you know.
Yeah, they had some good players.
The Generals had some good players. The Maulers had a couple players. But if they would have stuck around, that league probably wouldn't have folded. Same with the WFL, you know. Imagine the WFL in the 70s. A lot of Steelers would be jumping ship because back then you couldn't jump ship.
Yeah.
You know? LC would have been gone. Arnie Holmes would have been gone. You wouldn't have had 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. Enough of sports history. I'm going past my time.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened to the Dolphins. Zonka and Kick and Warfield, they all went to the WFL, and the Dolphins were never the same.
Yeah, but I remember when USFL sued the NFL, the big story, New York Times, New York Post, back page with pictures, it showed an owner holding a dollar bill. That's what the lawsuit got him, $1. All right. Hey, take care, my friend.
Thanks, Bill. You too.
And you're proud of me that I got King Yoshi's name right?
How about that? You're good. You could go be a play-by-play man in the Japanese league.
Oh, boy, that'll be fun. Yeah. I can't even say chop suey, let alone... Well, I just said it.
You just did.
All right. Yoshi Satsugo.
Yeah.
Boy, there's sometimes I can't stand myself. Take care, my man. We'll talk soon.
Okay, Bill. Thanks. We'll
All
see
right.
you.
Yeah, I practiced and maybe I got it right. Other than those turkeys on ESPN this morning making fun of the guy's name. But that's why they get good ratings, I guess. We'll be right back for another segment coming up 2 to 3. It's Army and DJ show. We always have fun, and we don't always talk about hockey. That's what makes it fun. That's all coming up. We'll be right back.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. The West Virginia DHHR today says there are now 16,000 active cases of COVID-19 in the Mountain State. The total actually 16,372 after 1,141 were added since Sunday. There were 7 more fatalities in today's report blamed on the virus, and there are 579 hospitalized statewide. Governor Jim Justice says 82% of those hospital patients are unvaccinated.
We've given out 7,000 doses over the weekend, or since last Wednesday. It's not enough. We crossed past 1.1 million people, and that's great, West Virginians that have had one shot. But absolutely, without any question whatsoever, it's not enough.
Justice addressing reporters in his first media briefing of the week. Hurricane resident Grayson Courtright is set to be sentenced later this year after she pleaded guilty earlier today to a misdemeanor charge of illegally entering the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th riot there. Courtright was tearful during her plea, admitting she was nervous. She was a student at the University of Kentucky at the time. South Charleston man charged with 2 murders in Kanawha County since 2019 has pleaded not guilty to 8 criminal counts. 19-year-old Dakota Thomas was arraigned earlier today in Charleston, and his attorney, Joe Spano, asked Judge Joanna Tammet to have Thomas moved to the Central Regional Jail. He is apparently getting death threats at the jail in South Charleston. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. The timing of a drug delivery in Morgan County could not have been worse for the dealer or better for law enforcement. Sheriff Casey Boer says the dealer showed up at a home last week in Berkeley Springs to drop off drugs at the exact time members of law enforcement were executing a search warrant on the house. Now, the search in the house turned up fentanyl, heroin, marijuana, Schedule 2 and 3 prescription pills, and crack cocaine, and then the dealer came with a large quantity of fentanyl and oxycodone. He's in jail. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on The Watchdog. I'm John Thayer. Ryan Blaney survived overtime at Daytona under the lights on Saturday night to win for the 3rd time this season. He finished ahead of Bubba Wallace, who was running second, while Ryan Newman, Ryan Preece, and Tyler Reddick rounded out the top 5. That sets up the playoff picture, which starts on Sunday with the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington, South Carolina. It's race number 1 of 3 for the round of 16. Patrick Cantlin defeated Bryson DeChambeau on the 6th playoff hole to win the BMW Championship. Both golfers finished tied at 27. Sungjae Im was 3rd at minus 23. The top 30 golfers now advance to the Tour Championship. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. I'm John Thayer with the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on The Watchdog.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body to help you sleep deeper all night and wake up more refreshed every morning. The Tempur-Pedic Summer of Sleep ends soon. Don't miss our best offer of the year and your chance to get your best sleep of the summer. All Tempur-Pedic mattresses are on sale with savings up to $700 on adjustable mattress sets. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
It's Macy's Ultimate Shopping Event with an extra 30% off top designer looks to take you from summer to fall when you use your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, get your beauty fix with 15% off this season's must-have fragrances, skincare, makeup, and more. And get it faster when you pick curbside or in-store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash right now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
America's infrastructure connects our communities and makes our nation work. These systems are vital to our everyday lives and Ohio's economy. That's why Senator Rob Portman led the way in passing legislation that makes critical investments in Ohio's roads, bridges, and electricity systems. Critical investments in the infrastructure that makes America and Ohio great. Here's Senator Portman on C-SPAN.
Because it is landmark and needed legislation in fixing our nation's roads, bridges, railroads, our ports, our waterways, our electrical grid, our broadband network, and more. It will be a lasting bipartisan achievement to help the people we represent.
Repairing our roads and bridges, upgrading electrical systems, and increasing access to information systems is good for our families, good for America, and good for our future. Thank you, Senator Portman, for leading the way on a real infrastructure plan that rebuilds America and invests in Ohio. Thank you for voting to invest in us. Learn more at let'sinvestinus.com. Paid for by Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions.
Babies come with lots of decisions. Cloth or disposable? Crib or bassinet? So when it comes to protection, go with the safest, most effective choice, vaccination. Get all the recommended vaccines for your baby by age 2 to protect your child against 14 serious childhood diseases. For more reasons to vaccinate, talk to your child's doctor. Go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kirchhoff. Join me weekdays at 10:06, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe for Statewide Talkline. I love guests, conversations, texts, phone calls, and all the big stories affecting West Virginia. So tune in weekdays right here on FM 98.1 and FM 97.7, The Watchdog.
Back to September 1st, 1971, when the Pirates fielded 9 players, all men of color. That was a good month because the Pirates, they were making the move to get into the playoffs. And then, the rest of that story. Steve Blass and company, Roberto Clemente, beat the mighty Baltimore Orioles in 7 games in the 71 World Series. I think it was also the month of September. And there were only a few thousand people there. Today, 8 million people say, I was there, I was there, I was there. Oh, yeah, I was there. No, you weren't. Bob Gibson threw a no-hitter at Three River Stadium against the Pirates. Okay? Oh, he was so good. I couldn't stand him. Or Pete Rose. But boy, did I want them on my team. Especially Pete Rose, the way he hustled. And the way Bob Gibson, if you crowded the plate, Anthony Rizzo, if you're listening, Gibson would hit you in the ass. Or in the back. And you dare not drop your bat and go to the mound because he'd clean your clock. He was a tough dude. Ugh. Today's Monday, August 30th, 2021. What does that mean? Well, I got about an hour and 17 minutes left. Buckeye Roundtable tonight. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The Buckeyes stops here. I like that. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on WVLY. Let's look ahead to Tuesday. I won't be here for hour number 1, but I'll be here for hours number 2 and 3 with you because in hour number 1, we have the Neil Brown press conference. That's at 12 o'clock. It's an hour long. It's on both radio stations, WKKX and WVLY. And we also have at night on WVLY at 7 p.m. Yes, we have the West Virginia head coach earlier in the day, and we have the Ohio State head coach, Ryan Day, weekly show. Okay? And I may as well throw in Wednesday, high school sports line, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on both radio stations. And back to Ohio State, remember, they have a game on Thursday. Why'd I have to play a game on Thursday? Oh, national television, money for sponsorship, that's why. Ohio State will play at Minnesota. The pregame show is at 6:30 p.m. Game time, 8 p.m. at WVLY. And before that, 2-hour show, Neil Brown's Coaches Show on WKKX. We have all that? You got all that, Lola?
Yeah, thank God it's written down in front of me.
Well, thank goodness you gave me a copy of what you wrote down, or else I'd be in the twilight zone. Since I haven't done the sports highlights, I will do it. The Pirates with a great comeback. You know, was it 1 out away from losing again to the Cardinals? Cardinals were leading 3-1, and Yoshi Satsugo, maybe I got it right for the 4th time in a row, hit a 3-run home run. He's only been up a couple of times. He got 5 home runs. Where'd they find this guy? Tampa didn't want him. Pirates will take him. Maybe he's the next great home run hitter. But the Pirates win 4-3. They split that 4-game series. Like I told Greg Brown last week, will you take a split? And he said yes. So sometimes wishes come true. Steelers, they need some help on the offensive line. They close out the preseason to the Carolina Panthers, losing 34-9. They finish at 3-1. Meanwhile, finishing at 3-0, because I watched some of the game last night. It was on national television. I got to check out the Cleveland Browns because we carry the Browns. And it was a pretty nice win. I think Baker Mayfield, maybe he's got it, maybe he doesn't. 19-10, he threw a beautiful pass for a TD. The Browns are 3-0 in the preseason. Next up, opening night, national television. They visit the Kansas City Chiefs. And a lot of Chiefs are bragging that they can go unbeaten. Baker, if you're listening, stick it to them on week number 1, will you? That'll keep their mouth shut, predicting we can go undefeated. Okay. Who do they think they are? The Steelers of the 70s or whatever? Or that New England team that won every game except the NFL championship game when the Giants beat them? Okay, but, talk is cheap, so people do a lot of it. That's why I talk a lot, because it's cheap. Little League World Series, I think Lola got a little excited. State of Michigan celebrating a championship. Little League World Series, the championship game. Michigan's Taylor North defeated Ohio's Hamilton Westside by the score of 5-2. And I think I got it all. Did I miss anything? Steelers open their schedule in a couple weeks, going to Buffalo. So they better straighten out that offensive line. You got to protect the face of the franchise, Ben Roethlisberger. And there's some tough defenses out there, and they're going to face one in Buffalo. Okay. T.J. Watt, according to my man, one of my people I abuse because they're my friend and they like to help me out. I've helped them out in the past. Ray Fittipaldo thinks something will be done right before the Buffalo game with the signing of T.J. Watt. I have a prediction. He wants to be the highest paid position player, more so than Joey Bosa, who's making $27.3. I think TJ's going to make $28 million so he could brag to his brother JJ, who has signed a lot of long-term contracts. I'm the best at my position, and I won't disagree with him. TJ Watt will become a zillionaire, especially with guaranteed money, which I expect to be a lot. If not, the Steelers can play dirty. If TJ doesn't sign by opening day, they can franchise him next year, which would really make him feel uncomfortable. Didn't want to use that word, but whatever. All right, I think I've covered everything. Lola, I saved the oldie sheet for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Have you read the book by this young lady, Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley?
Mary Shelley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to mention her middle name to confuse you, but I didn't do a good job of that. What book did she write?
Frankenstein.
On this date in 1797. She created the terrifying yet lovable monster. And I loved him, especially in Mel Brooks' movie, Young Frankenstein, when he's smoking dope. Dope good. But I didn't like all of the Frankenstein movies. James Whale, he was the guy that helped Mary Shelley with the book and the movie. They hired, of course, Boris Karloff. He looked like Frankenstein without makeup. A role that led to a monster career for Boris Karloff. He also had his own TV show, which was scary. Boris Karloff Hour. okay? Frankenstein, the original was good. Karloff played in 2 other films, The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, and let's not forget, Frankenstein had a son. That movie came out in 1939. But the opening scene, The Bride of Frankenstein, features the author Mary Shelley. That's right, she's played by Elsa Lanchester. Lon Chaney picked up the monster role following the difficult, huge footsteps of Karloff. I guess Karloff wanted more money from the corporations. I don't know, it all comes down to money. But Mary Shelley and Dr. Frankenstein really were onto something. The movie and TV industries continued to create Frankenstein spin-offs, scaring the pants of new generations. None of the Frankensteins, other than the first one, scared me, except when they went English. Who was the English actor that played Dracula and Frankenstein, Lola? He had 2 first names. One was like after Laundromat. Christopher Lee. Yeah. Remember him? He was like the science fiction guy in England, okay? I liked a couple of his movies, okay? But the original Frankenstein scared me. The one where De Niro played Frankenstein, how could the producers put that on the screen? It was awful. De Niro is Frankenstein, believe it or not. But on this day in 1797, Frankenstein was written by Mary Shelley. Hopefully she made a lot of money on that. On this date in 1945, Lola, General Douglas MacArthur, hard ass, landed in Japan for the first time to set up Allied occupation. And after that, he asked the President of the United States, let's take our troops north and do a number on Korea, which the President said, let's leave our friends in Korea alone. Then we have, of course, the Korean War, where a lot of soldiers lost their life, like Vietnam, okay? How about this one, folks? Has anything changed from this date in 1972? Listen up. President Nixon, who I voted for, that was a mistake, announced that John Dean had completed his investigation into the Watergate wiretapping debacle. And he added, was he full of it, no one from the White House was involved. Well, goody, goody, goody. That takes care of that. And of course, problem still continues at the White House. I remember that. It's like nobody knew anything about Watergate, except John Dean, who completed his investigation. Then we had Watergate movies. What was the one with the 2 Washington Post?
All the President's Men.
Okay, let's continue that. Who played All the President's Men?
Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman.
Yep. Okay. Did you like that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why do I have the Brady Bunch? Oh. No, I don't want to read about the Brady Bunch. I didn't realize today was the anniversary, back in 2005, of the damage from Hurricane Katrina.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yesterday was the anniversary.
Oh.
And the worst hurricane to hit this country.
And what's the name of the hurricane currently destroying? Ida. Okay.
170-mile-an-hour winds.
That's today or back then?
No, today, yesterday.
It showed Bourbon Street where this guy avoided a roof that flew off of a building. How scary was that? Cars flipping like they were toys. Oh. And I got friends that work in New Orleans, Shreveport. The girl I worked with, she was my boss in the press box, a very, very thoughtful lady. She'd always say, do you need a break? I'll get you a sandwich or something, you know? She knew everything about video and audio, which made our games almost perfect from working for the press box. She took a great job, because I told her, you've been here 3 years, get the hell out of here. There was somebody in the audience from Louisiana Tech, which was the home of Terry Bradshaw, fell in love with the way she operated things over a weekend. And she made was a lady, made the contact. She was from the AD department at Louisiana Tech. They brought her down, hired her. She's making maybe 3 times as much money with Louisiana Tech football and basketball. She's in charge of everything that goes on the scoreboard, and she's doing a great job. But she lives in Shreveport, which is being hampered by the storm. So, oh boy. Then I have friends that live in New Orleans, work in New Orleans in radio and TV, and I hope they're okay. You know, forget about their houses that may have floated away. Hopefully, you know, they have insurance or whatever. They're okay physically. But man, I remember Katrina like it was yesterday. And here we got like a replay with Ida. Can't screw around with Mother Nature. No way. Any important, here we go. You liked the Mamas and Papas, didn't you, Lola?
Yeah.
You have a favorite Mamas and Papas song?
Oh, I don't know.
John Phillips wrote a lot of the songs. He was the main clog. He was like the Mick Jagger of the group, did all the business. Monday, California Dreamin'. San Francisco, be sure you wear flowers in your hair. That was done by somebody. Oh, he wrote the song, okay? And Mackenzie Phillips, I guess John Phillips was her dad. I didn't know that. You know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And I thought I knew everything about the mamas and papas. It just goes to show you that it's one of the few mistakes I've made in 41 years in this business. But John Phillips passed away March 18, 2001. My favorite song is California Dreamin', because when it's 15 degrees below and I got to go shovel a lot of snow instead of dog manuring from my front lawn, I think of California Dreamin'. Why am I here? I should be in California, but then I'm dreaming. You can't pay me to live in California. I want to visit San Francisco again. I hear Sacramento's nice. L.A., been there a couple of times, got stuck on the highway, don't want to go there. All right, Lola, I thought of you when I circled this. 1939, this young lady was born. She became a popular actress, Ship of Fools, the original Stagecoach. No, maybe it was a remake of Stagecoach. Paperback Hero, Great Scout, and Cat House Thursday. You know who Elizabeth Ashley is?
Yeah.
Well, tell the crowd.
Well, she was an actress. She was in a lot of stuff.
In your favorite movie? Was it what? Carpetbaggers, one of your favorite?
No.
Oh. What movie am I thinking of? With Gregory Peck? Early 60s? To Kill a Mockingbird. Wasn't that Gregory Peck? And a young Robert Duvall?
Yeah.
And one of your favorites?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I got that straight now. Tug McGraw, I got to mention that because he was probably, if I had to do a top 20 of all classic flakes, and I still have a flake baseball from the 70s with all the great flakes, he was different, but he loved playing around with the media. Comedian, Tug McGraw. He was a Mets All-Star. He came up with a great line when the Mets were fighting for a position in the playoffs, you gotta believe. And we all know who his son is. By the way, Tug passed away in 2004. His son, very popular name because he's a popular country musician, Tim McGraw. Have I ever met him? I don't think so. John Kolb, 1947 he was born. Steelers offensive tackle. I think he was an all-star, not a Pro Bowler, but he went to the Pro Bowl a lot of times. So I think it was 4 times. That's when the Steelers had some good offensive linemen to go with their great steel curtain. But for a couple of years, they used to have this strongest man thing in Hawaii, where you got a paid trip with your family, go to Hawaii and lift weights and things. 2 years in a row, he won it. He was the strongest man in the NFL. I mean, he could bench press, I don't know, a house. And now he's a coach, I think, at Geneva College. There you go. Timothy Buttons, Lola. I was in a movie that I didn't like. It was black and white. The Last Picture Show. Did you like it? Was it a little bit disturbing to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it's not one of my favorites, that's for sure. That's not a movie that if I'm flipping through channels and it comes on, I flip right past it.
Timothy Buttons was an actor in that movie. How about The Paper Chase? Did you like that movie he was in?
Yeah. Entirely different type of movie. But
Okay. City Slickers, that was a comedy, right? I can't remember that.
yeah.
But Timothy Button was also in East of Eden. I didn't see that. Did I miss it?
In a remake of it, I don't remember him in the original, but that doesn't mean anything. He might have been in it. There were a lot of people in it. What year?
It doesn't say.
Oh.
It doesn't say. Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel, she's old. Wait a minute, I got to figure it out. How old do you think she is? I think she still looks good. Ooh.
60.
69.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
No, 49.
Oh.
Okay. I can't remember what she was in. Remind me, it doesn't say much about it. There's something about Mary.
Yep.
And she was a Charlie's Angel remake, 2000.
Yeah.
Nothing like the original Charlie's Angel. I wanted to be that guy on the telephone. Hello, girls. Hey, what are we doing? I circled this. Maybe I should mention it. Today, 1976, it's Lola's birthday. Not my Lola. This was an X-rated film star, and I can't mention the names. All I know is the Lola I work is a character woman. I can't believe I said that. We'll be right back with DJ Abasella and Coach Army.
Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. President Biden urging people along the Gulf Coast, many without power, and amid serious Hurricane Ida damage, to listen to local officials.
We need people to continue to shelter in place if it's safe for them to do so.
There is one confirmed death from the storm. That could increase, say officials. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell.
Anyone who experienced Hurricane Katrina 16 years ago, experienced it firsthand, and even the full recovery of this city, helping her rebuild herself, we should all be grateful as it relates to what we experienced on last night.
Ida, now a tropical storm heading north with new flood threats. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby in the past hours was asked about recent attacks in Afghanistan with reports of civilian casualties when the U.S. military responded.
Make no mistake, no military on the face of the earth works harder to avoid civilian casualties than the United States military. And nobody wants to see innocent life taken. We take it very, very seriously.
The deadline for U.S. troops to withdraw from Afghanistan is end of the month. A wildfire gets worse in Northern California.
Evacuation warnings and orders have grown to include all of the Tahoe Basin around South Lake Tahoe. Flames moving closer to town along Highway 50. Cabins and homes are gone. This woman getting out.
I'm packing my car, my animals, my cats I would have left a long time ago, but yeah.
And with red flag fire warnings in place through Tuesday night, the next days will be tough with winds pushing flames. Firefighters are on the defensive, but Mother Nature has the upper hand. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The ability of the COVID vaccines to keep people out of the hospital appears to be dropping slightly, particularly for those age 75 plus, although the vaccine's still generally highly effective in preventing it, says the CDC. You're listening to ABC News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
It may start getting harder to travel to Europe, the EU taking the U.S. off the safe travel list, restricting American travelers, says ABC's Inez de la Cuetera in Paris.
This comes as COVID infections and hospitalizations have recently surged in the U.S. It will ultimately be up to individual countries within the EU to decide what restrictions to implement.
This item is not about a mental health issue, not a mental one, despite these first two words.
Going nuts. That's what new research suggests could be the key to lowering cholesterol and reducing the risk of heart disease. A study published in the journal Circulation found that older adults eating a handful of walnuts, or about half a cup a day, for 2 years showed a modest decrease in their LDL or bad cholesterol, which is a predictor of heart disease. Researchers noted the study included mostly healthy participants, but for people who are unhealthy with higher cholesterol levels, the reduction in LDL cholesterol due to walnuts may prove to be much greater. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Tributes pouring in for 7-time Emmy Award-winning actor Ed Asner, who died yesterday at 91, the most awarded male actor in TV Academy history. Asner, best known for playing Lou Grant in The Mary Tyler Moore Show and the drama spin-off Lou Grant, plus many other shows, and was praised for his voice acting as an elderly widower in the Pixar animated movie Up. His character tied thousands of balloons to his house and floated away to fulfill the travel promise made to his late wife. This is ABC News.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible. I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line. Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need. This week, earn 30% back in a Staples store bonus when you spend $85 on ink or $200 on toner. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4 in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. Ends 9/11.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Ohio Task Force 1, the state's urban search and rescue team, is in Louisiana helping hurricane victims. But Richard Solomon with affiliate station WBNS-TV in Columbus says they aren't the only Buckeyes that headed to the Gulf.
Marita Skalkowski is with the central and southern Ohio region of the Red Cross.
We have over 600 volunteers that are either on the ground right now working in the evacuation shelters, or we have people positioned in the outskirts of the damaged area.
Volunteers are working to open dozens of shelters supporting nearly 10,000 people, as well as blankets, cots, and thousands of ready-to-eat meals. Richard Solomon reporting in Columbus.
And Ohio's corrections agency has terminated 7 employees after officials say officers used excessive and unjustified force against a black inmate before he died in custody in February. ONN's Eric Brown reports.
The Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction fired 5 corrections officers, a supervisor, and a licensed nurse following an investigation into the in-custody death of 55-year-old Michael McDaniel. The Franklin County Coroner's Office had declared McDaniel's death at the Correctional Reception Center in Orient a homicide and ruled the cause as a stress-induced sudden cardiac death. Pickaway County prosecutor will decide on whether to file any criminal charges. Eric Brown, ONN News.
And I'm Daniel Barnett on the Ohio News Network.
Stand by. You're back to live and local programming in moments on the Watchdog. For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Attorney Tom McIntyre.
Life. It may knock you down, but you don't have to stay that way. I'm Tom McIntyre. I'm a bankruptcy attorney, and I'm here to help you. Give us a call, and we'll send you a copy of my free book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. It's an interesting read, and it'll explain bankruptcy to you like no other book does. Give us a call. We're here to help.
Call Thomas E. McIntyre and Associates at 304-232-8600. Allow us to help put you back on the road to financial success.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Monday. Under mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers, a daytime high near 82. Scattered showers likely through the overnight with temperatures falling to about 72. Only coming to about 76 for the daytime high for your Tuesday. And a mix of clouds and limited sunshine with scattered showers and thunderstorms on and off through the day. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image. words to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, the Watchdog.
So much colder then. My father was a soldier then, and times were very hard when I was young. When I was young, I smoked my first cigarette at 10, and for girls I had a bad yen, and I had quite a ball when I was young.
There we go. We got the coach on. We got the coach on and DJ. Smile, you're on Candid Camera. You guys probably don't remember Candid Camera.
Sure you do.
Yeah. You remember Candid Camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember Alan Funt, who was the producer of that show and director?
I don't remember.
Well, there used to be a cop in there directing traffic, and he was dancing. That was a Pittsburgh cop.
Oh, wow.
Bet you didn't know that.
I did not.
And then he did a movie where he had this naked lady walking up and down the street to get reaction from the people. The name of the movie is What Do You Say to a Naked Lady?
It was a good movie?
That was all right. I always thought when I was a little kid, what would I say? I probably couldn't say anything. I just,
Tongue-tied.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah, that's a good word. The song is When I Was Young. When I was young, I hated the damn Yankees, and I still do. How do you like that, Army?
Hey, you got your
Go ahead, take a shot.
You got your preferences. You got your preferences.
Take a shot at me, because you know what I'll do?
You're gonna.
Lola takes care of my light work.
No, Lola's mine. She's with
No,
me.
no, she's not yours. She talks bad about you when you're not here.
Lola's my security. Yeah, thank you, Lola. I got whatever Lola needs. I'm here for her too.
She said you're lucky to win 50 games this year.
Well, I would take 50 games. Wow. I'll take 50.
And of course, your sidekick is here, DJ Avicelli. You got anything new to tell us?
Well, I totally forgot I was supposed to bring jerseys in to show you today, so I'm having to pull those up on my phone to show you what they look
bring
like.
them in next time.
Okay.
Can you do that?
You want to see a picture of them, though?
Yeah. Can we put that on the TV? Right now, I got you guys on. Yeah. Let me see.
There you go.
Oh, baby. Who are the guys with you?
Tyler Drevich and Matt Foley.
What are they?
A couple of returning players. One's a forward, one's a D.
They're players? They look like they ought to be clubhouse guys. Don't tell them that. Hold on. Let me see what I do. Switch over to one. Am I on?
Yeah, it looks like you're on.
There you go. How's that one?
There you go. Brighten the screen a little bit.
Yeah. How about that? I like them.
That's a nice jersey.
Yeah. I want one for Christmas. No, I don't want. I just want the hoodie he owes me.
Well, DJ owed it to you, didn't come through, so now I have taken it.
Give me the employee price. How's that? Whatever. Give me half off.
I'll give you the radio discount.
What's that?
Free.
I like him. You know what they say in the media, DJ, and you're famous for this.
Alligator arms.
Yeah, if it's free, it's me. I like them.
I will say credit to DJ this weekend, not alligator arms. He picked up a meal. He treated me to a lunch. So credit to DJ on that one.
Lola.
And that's how Bill's career comes to an end. Wow.
I got the heart attack.
Hey,
Lola, help me,
that's
please.
something.
Call EMS, TBS, please.
EMS.
He picked up. Did you save the receipt?
He saved it. He framed it. And he's going to give it to me, so every time...
Wait a minute. He was at a Wild Things game where if you take the bottom half of the ticket, you buy one Big Mac, get one free. Did he take you to McDonald's?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Okay.
He didn't. Although I would have loved a Big Mac.
Yeah, well, that's... Yeah. You want to hear my hamburger story that I didn't share with Lola?
Of course.
I'm leaving the Wild Things. And believe it or not, you can test it yourself if it's freshly made.
Burger King makes a great big fish sandwich. Special sauce, a bun I can't pronounce. Okay, you name it, it's on there. So I went to the window, ordered, and they said it might be 5 to 6 minutes. We're going to make you a fresh one. Okay, it was a little bit longer than that. So I'm looking at all the signs around the restaurants. Taco Bell, $1,000 for signing, okay? Down the street, Wendy's, I think it was $1,800 for signing. Above me, Burger King, $1,500 signing bonus. So the guy comes out, when you know it, he's assistant manager. And I said, I'd like to have a job right now as assistant manager. He says, have you ever managed before at a Burger King? I goes, no. He says, that's for people that were assistant managers at other Burger Kings and they want to come here. I said, why don't you have that up there? He goes, well, you know, if we get the people then, maybe they'll sign up. And I said, to what, to make $10.50 an hour? So it's a little bit deceiving. But he was a nice guy. And I said, how come I can't get in the dining room? And he says the same thing that everybody else says. We are short-staffed. Everywhere I go, short-staffed.
Yeah.
Press box now, there's only 3 of us working.
Yeah.
Where we had 12 or 13 interns who think they know it all, but there's a couple good guys there.
Yeah.
Because they're going back to school. So, but whatever, you know. I guess you're not coming to a Wild Things game, are you? There's only about 7 left.
I was going to try to.
That means you don't know.
No, I don't know, but I was going to try and go with Deej.
Why do you have to go with him?
Look how good looking he is.
Oh, I just had a heart attack. You guys want to talk about this? Give him a plug?
Sure.
Deej.
Eddie Olczyk coming to speak in Steubenville, September 22nd.
Oh, who's the host of this show? Why'd you start talking?
Oh, you said you wanted to, you threw it up there, so I figured I'd take it away for you.
You want my airtime? You can have it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Take it. Read it.
We're sponsoring it, so that's great.
Oh, you are?
We
hey,
are.
DJ, tell us about Eddie Olczyk.
The great analyst on NBC.
I see your logo down here.
There you go.
You and our news partner, WTRF. Who else do we have down here? West Banco. They're good people. I got an account there. All right. Where's this going to be?
Steubenville High School.
Okay.
Hey, and maybe you'll finally get Doc Emmerich's number if you go.
Is he going to be there?
No, but I'm sure Eddie Olczyk's got it.
Yeah, okay.
See how hard you have to beg for that.
There was a guy. He was a good coach. Not a great coach, but he was a good coach, okay? I think he was great as a broadcaster. I love his input. And like yours truly, a cancer survivor. He had been diagnosed with a form of, I don't have it yet, colon cancer. He survived. And he's written a book. You'd think it'd be listed in here, huh? NBC Chicago. He's done a lot of playoff games, okay? He won this. I didn't know he won the Stanley Cup with the Rangers in '94.
Yes, he did.
He was behind the bench?
No, player.
Was he a player?
He wasn't like at that time in his career, he wasn't a everyday player. So I don't think he played in, all the playoff games.
So he played with that turkey that was shaking the trophy because he won 5 of them with Edmonton. What was it? Messier.
Yeah.
That's on the cover of your book. Why do I hate the Rangers? I don't.
Okay.
But I hate one of the reporters that covered them for the New York Post.
Who?
Well, after I had the cup to raise a lot of money in '93, he got the cup and cracked it. Ever since he cracked the cup, nobody outside of a Penguin or NHL team can have the cup.
Was it John Tortorella's BFF Brooksy?
Might have been. Brooksy a young guy?
No.
Okay.
Well, not now.
Well, I remember when they took it to Mario Lemieux's swimming pool, they put a little ding in it, okay? But it was in Mario's pool, and he helped win the cup. Are you going to say, Mario, don't do that? No. All right, here we go, folks. $25 for reserve seating, $50 for preferred seating. If you're Build-A-Fabio, you get in free because he's Build-A-Fabio.
Of course.
Thank you very much. I represent that remark. $85 each for 2, or 2 for $150 VIP seating. I don't know where the money's going. Eddie don't need it. Oh, here it is. He had stage 3 colon cancer. Okay. He has released an autobiography. I got to find it, called Eddie Olczyk, Beating the Odds. I like that. Good guy.
Also has to do with gambling.
What's
I think
that?
beating the odds because he's an avid horse gambler.
Ooh.
He loves the ponies.
How do you know?
Because I've listened to a few of his things. He loves the ponies.
Okay.
See, he's got a great personality to him.
Why do I have this on my cell phone?
That's mine. You kept it.
Oh, yeah. Who's the beautiful girl?
That's my fiance.
Oh. It's a good thing I said the right words.
Yeah. DJ.
Or I'd have to get Lola to take care of my light work. Lola don't like you, by the way, DJ.
I'll be changing that picture Friday,
How
actually.
do I get it back?
Why?
I want to
What
see
do you
her.
change it to?
We're going to be at Fenway, so right now it's a picture of us at the Penguins game.
course,
So it's going to be us at the Red Sox game on Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I get her picture back?
Just hit the button on the right side. On the right side. The actual side of the phone. On the side.
And this here is welcome to phone tutorial.
This is what I got.
DJ
What do I have to do to get her
There's a red, you just got it. There you go. There's a big red button on the right side.
What's her name, Connie?
Mindy.
Mindy?
Yes.
What the hell do you see in him? I mean, he don't, well, we won't go there. He's
She
not
may
built-
be tuned in on the ride home from work right now, so this is
Hi,
actually
Mindy.
really good timing.
It's good to have lunch with you the other day. DJ's handsome as ever today.
Yeah. Connie, I don't think he's handsome. Why don't you call
Or
him?
Mindy.
Wait a second. Hello? I think she's on the line. It was ringing. Wendy, call our hotline. We may as well have some fun. 304-214-1600. And if you're shy, I guess you won't call. But DJ says you'd better call or he's never taking you out to dinner again. There you go.
Thank
She's
you.
beautiful, DJ. I never saw her before. You never showed us her picture?
Of course you've met her.
I've never met her. Where did I meet her?
Italian Festival?
That was a long time ago.
Yep.
Did I meet her there? Yeah, I guess I did. Okay, for ticket information, because we want to help out the folks in Steubenville and Marino, 740-283-4711 for ticket information. And one of the proud sponsors is our news partner, WTRF, Channel 7. They do a great job. And the Wheeling Nailers. We're hopeful they have a winning season, and the coach has promised me a post time in the postseason.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And Lola says you can win 50 games.
I love everything that Lola says, so I agree with her.
Why? She's wrong half the time.
No, she's right.
Yeah.
She's a Steve Eisman fan, so me and her get along really well.
Oh, goodness gracious. She acts like Steve Eisman invented the game.
He
Well,
didn't?
I like him too.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
It's funny thinking about Olczyk because he got put into a situation, he and Melrose kind of, I always compare the two of them together because they both got put into a situation where they were a head coach of a superstar #1 overall pick, and neither of them lasted 20 games. Olczyk when Pittsburgh drafted Crosby, and Melrose when Tampa drafted Stamkos.
I thought Olczyk was with full year with Sid before.
No.
He wasn't?
Yeah.
I thought he had Sid for, that would be one to
I don't
look up.
think. Let's have a look.
Because I remember, because I know Sid, I'm sure, I think Sid loved Eddie, so that's why it was such a hard decision.
Well, he was a center with the Blackhawks, right?
Yes.
Toronto Maple Leafs, Winnipeg Jets. Man, he's got a lot of souvenir jerseys. The New York Rangers, the LA Kings, and Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay.
Oh, he made it 31 games with Sid. He was
Only
03-04.
one year?
Yeah, he was 03-04, so pre-lockout, and then through the lockout.
He played
and then,
with Sid, right?
No, he coached Sid
him. Okay.
for 31 games.
Okay, so maybe I was, I remember him having a good relationship with the players. I think they just, I don't know why. It's interesting. I know Melrose, though, however, him and Stamkos did not have the good relationship, and he benched Stamkos.
Yeah, he buried him on the fourth line. Like that's tough.
You
Like,
can't do that to Stamkos.
well, like that's the thing. You get a #1 overall pick on your team. Like, you better, you better play the guy. And
Who was the GM of that Tampa Bay Lightning team?
oh, Brian Lawton, right?
And what's Brian Lawton famous for?
Lawton bread?
First American-born player to go first overall.
North Stars.
Yeah. Mount St. Charles, Rhode Island. Good
Who
Rhode
was the
Island
first
boy.
American player?
To go first overall?
No, just the first.
First ever?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, why don't you work on that for next week?
It was actually George Washington.
I interviewed him.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
All that long ago?
No, I didn't. Our guy in the morning interviewed George. He got a one-on-one interview when George was on the boat,
Yeah.
on the river.
Yeah.
Who crossed the whatever bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, Howard Monroe's got that.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the tape is dissolved.
Mm.
But he kept a pad, a book, War and Peace, all of his interviews. Yep.
I heard the kid that got picked first this year, Power, by Buffalo, is going back to school.
He is confirmed.
Well, he's a good kid, right?
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Like, normally #1 overall is
Yeah, he can
straight
always
shot
go
to the
school.
show.
Well,
Come on, Coach.
I think Buffalo's probably like, let's just, give him a year to season a bit.
Let's not keep him around the circus as they try and figure out what the heck to do with Jack Eichel.
Yes.
Well, have you heard the latest?
I don't know if I have. What is the latest?
I don't know do I want Eichel to go to my Bruins?
I heard he's signing with the Nailers.
Well, he won't last there long. Because he won't like the meals you serve. We have for the Wild Things. This is something to think about.
Yeah.
We have various restaurants. You know, could I name them? No, I don't want to. Well, they don't give me free meals, so I won't name them. That sponsors feed the Washington Wild Things after the game. And these are like 5-star restaurants around the ballpark.
Wow.
You bring the food into the players after the game, and then you get some free publicity.
Wow.
You ought to do that around here.
Yeah, I mean, we got some good deals. We got, obviously, Figs, Generations, River City, 19th Hole.
Okay.
Undos
that bring food in. So
those are good people. I support all of them.
Yeah.
I support all of them. By the way, guys, save your money for wings because they're going way up.
Really?
Usually a big box of wings, and I've talked to people down the street, Washington, a couple of my buddies, that big box, $50. It's now $90.
Wow.
Okay. One place, I won't mention their names. Yeah, because they have a place around here. They specialize in wings. In a span of about 72 hours, went from 60 cents a piece to 85 cents a piece. And
Wow.
maybe the wings are no bigger than my thumb.
Wow.
Why? When I grew up on the farm, and I used to slice and dice chickens, okay?
Of course.
Strip them of their feathers and all that. The first thing I threw away, my uncle, after we chopped them up, was the wings.
Wow.
Nobody ate the wings back then. Now they're popular. Go figure, right?
Who doesn't like wings?
Yeah. What do you do with the other part of the chicken? Is it going up too? I know cheese products are going up.
I'm not a chicken,
What's a food you
economist.
can eat all the time?
That I could?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to anything.
Lobster?
I would love to eat lobster, sushi.
Oh, I love sushi.
salmon.
Okay.
Steak, a good piece of ribeye.
Yeah. We got to have dinner sometimes.
I'd love to.
If you picked up the tab, anyhow.
Of course.
And you don't bring him with you.
Well, DJ's picking the tab up now.
Yeah, that's okay. No, we'll get together. Maybe
Yeah.
at the restaurant I work at, they give me a discount.
I like that.
Okay?
Free napkins.
You like that? You know, I had a lady come in and said, "Is this a place where I get free napkins?" So I know where she got it from. Then I escorted her to the table, and she said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm the guy that said free napkins." She says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm the host with the most, you know." What was that bear's name? I'm Smokey the Bear. I'm here to put out a fire. And boy, do I put out fires. You know, even if your water does have ice cubes, I'll put ice cubes in it. It's another one of my jobs. My next job is to be the head coach of the Wheeling Nailers.
Oh, okay.
Because during the losing streak, those guys are going to go up and down that ice 1,000 times in practice.
Yeah, that's smart.
Would that teach them a lesson?
That would teach them a lesson.
Yeah. Would
Well,
they like me?
I don't know. So like after when we win the Kelly Cup, we'll probably win 3 in a row or something fun like that. And then as a celebrity day, we give you the head coach and you can do 1,000 down and backs.
You win the Kelly Cup. I'm going to jump off it. I better not say that.
No, don't.
No, I won't say that because it'll probably happen.
Because Lola will hold you to it.
Oh, yeah. She holds all things. Oh, yeah. Something nice? Oh, she don't care. Something like that. Remember when
We'll
you said?
throw him a life jacket.
Yeah, we will. We'll throw one over for you.
Yeah, it'll be deflated.
We didn't say we wouldn't throw
We
one.
didn't say we were going to put air.
You can't do any of the crazy stuff anymore. Have you experienced anything wild, like obviously like the Herb Brooks, again?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I thought you were asking the crazy thing. I jumped in I said if we sweep in Alabama at Alabama Huntsville when I was in college, I said I'd jump in this big pond out front with one of the guys, and there was koi that were this big, and they were swimming up against me. But to your point,
Big gamble there with Alabama Huntsville.
Yes, big gamble
big
for-
powerhouse there.
for an easy sweep.
Yeah.
But you remember when Clarkey had us go on the ice?
Oh yeah.
What Clarkey did?
Oh yeah.
Something stupid?
I forgot about
Did he
that.
do something stupid?
He actually, yeah. Well, he was so ticked at them because they played like garbage. Well, he made you wait in the locker room for a while, right? Like he just kind of made you guys stew.
So we played Saturday night, and I think we had a Sunday day game. And Saturday night, he came in the locker room, and we had given up like a 2-goal lead late, and they beat us in regulation, Cincinnati. And so he came in, and he was pissed, and he was yelling at us, and he left the room, and the assistant coach was in there, and Riley Brace said, because he said, we'll talk about mooring skate tomorrow. And Riley Brace said, does he know we play at 4 tomorrow? Like, so you don't pregame skate when you're that close. So the assistant coach went out, told Clarkey, and Clarkey came back in, like, when you're mad and then you get even more mad. So he was fuming, and he's like, that's it, back on the ice. So he left the room. Billy Higgins then brought in all the practice jerseys for us. So everyone put on a practice jersey and went out on the ice. So we were all out there stretching. So the Cincinnati Cyclones are all walking by to go to their bus, and they're like, what the heck are these guys doing on the ice? pictures were being taken. We played Elmira the next day. I had some buddies on Elmira. They're like, did you guys just bag skate after the game? It ended up being where Clarkie went in his office and was, I don't know, hanging out with probably someone. And Billy went in and was like, hey, what are you going to do with him? So we had been on the ice for 20 minutes, just sitting there waiting for him to come out and tell us.
Was this intentional on Clarkie's part?
No, he didn't even. He goes, oh, they on the ice? What are they doing on the ice? So he came out, and he goes, get off the ice, guys. So we ended up getting off the ice.
Was that a fine or anything by the league?
No. It was. He would have been able to skate us. You know, guys wouldn't have particularly loved it, but he would have been able to do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Of course, he's a crazy guy. Have you ever watched the video when he got in a fight?
Oh yeah.
Did he win that fight? It looked like he took a couple of shots and then he just hammered the guy. When the guy was down.
Yes.
Yeah, hammer a guy when the guy's down on his back. Yeah. That's what I do too.
We were talking about it the other day. He bagged the guys in Florida one year too because they won. It was a Wednesday, Friday, Saturday series, so they partied all into the night on the Wednesday, and it was so loud we got noise complaints at the hotel. So he bagged them on Friday morning at the morning skate, and my buddy's broadcasting for Florida at the time. And he comes up to the booth. He goes, "You guys always bag skate in the morning?" I'm like, "No, we don't. They're not in good shape right now."
By the way, your buddy has never returned my call or messages, so I guess he's getting ready for his wedding.
Yeah, he's there right now. Actually, he's that's why my phone went off. That was him and a couple others.
Oh yeah, he calls you, but he doesn't call me.
Well, it's a text.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, that's it. I got a story. I got Eichel's story and Jim Rooker. You know who he is?
The name sounds familiar.
Star pitcher for the Pirates in the '79 World Series.
Okay.
Okay, they're down 3-1. I'll never forget Chuck Tanner. I have it on my tape. In Baltimore. Baltimore takes the lead 3-1 or whatever. I think it was Baltimore. I can't remember. Yeah, it was in
Sounds
Baltimore.
right.
Because 6 and 7 was in Pittsburgh. Chuck, you're down 3-1 to these mighty Orioles. He goes, Billy boy, I hate being called that, but what do you mind to tell Chuck Tanner? Billy boy, we have him right where we want him. And that quote made coast to coast. And he was right. They won the next 3, or the next 2, whatever, and come back and beat those mighty Orioles. But I'm going to tell you a story about Jim Rooker, who won that Game 5 in Pittsburgh, okay? And also, we'll give you an update on Eichel.
Of course.
People say the Bruins don't really need him. He's a head case. Is he? You know him.
I mean, I don't know him personally. I just have a lot of mutual friends, but I would. I don't know if maybe he's the fit because you have Bergeron, so you have a good locker room, but.
Plus, he's got his teammate Hall there, right?
He's got Hall there, but him and Hall were not particularly great together. So I don't know if I would, if I'm the. I mean, it's hard to say no to a deep centerman, but.
But here's a problem with the Bruins. They got along with his old agent. Eichel fired that agent, got a new agent.
Peter Donatelli?
No, I don't think so.
His agent's Peter Donatelli, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he just got rid of an agent. I don't know if it was Peter D or whatever.
Yeah, I thought he was with Peter too.
Yeah, so
which is Clarkie's brother, by the way.
If he just got rid
Are
of
you kidding me?
No.
Yeah.
Check on this during our break.
It is for sure his brother. And it was his, I know it was his agent. I haven't heard he fired him, but if he did, then he fired Clarkie's brother.
Okay. Can you check on that while we got 5 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah, DJ's got you.
Yeah, Eichel. I read it.
I don't know why he'd fire him.
I got
Peter,
BostonBruins.com. I read it last night. Maybe I can't read.
Peter got him a $9 million contract in Buffalo for 9 years.
Okay. I won't have a contract. Oh, I don't have one anyhow.
By the way, hey, we gotta talk Javi Baez and the Mets fans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
What do you say? Did he fire him?
Yeah, he's going with Brisson. He's going with Crosby. He's going with Crosby's guy.
Wow.
Yeah, that could be a big difference.
So Brisson's got all the big names. So he's got Crosby, he's got Tavares, he's got McKinnon.
So Donatelli's brother got fired?
Yeah. Yeah, he was with Peter Fish and Peter Donatelli.
Wow.
Hey, Army.
Yeah.
Talk to Donatelli when you get fired. Maybe he'll get you a job.
Well, I'll tell you what is I'm not as a Donatelli I mean for me it's hard to look at a guy and be like why would you fire an agent who got you a $9 million by 9-year deal? Like that to me is psychotic.
Because
But whatever.
Brisson is the hockey version of Boris.
Oh.
Like I say, he's got the big names.
The Bruins aren't going to negotiate with that guy.
No, you have to take a hometown discount if you're going to play for the Bruins.
Yeah. Hey, we all do it. Hometown discount. I've done it many times,
Yeah.
I thought I was worth this, but we're going to pay you this. You are? I end up working for them. Whatever. I just like to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be fired someday.
I've already been fired, so I'm
have you?
I'm okay with that.
You ever been fired like 9 times?
No.
I hold a record in Pittsburgh.
Do you?
3 times at one station.
Wow.
They kept bringing me back for a lower price, but whatever. I just had an attitude back then.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't guess
I would
that.
tell PDs where to stick it.
I wouldn't have guessed that for
And
you,
the
Bill.
consultants you bring in from Seattle and New Hampshire or whatever.
Fraser Crane?
Who?
He said a consultant from Seattle, so I was thinking radio show. You ever remember the show Frasier?
Oh, okay.
Fraser Crane comes from Cheers, so he's the famous Seattle.
Yeah, they bring in a guy from...
I'm surprised you didn't get that one.
Yeah.
Took a while. We brought in a guy from Seattle. All right, he said, your 5 minutes sports is too long. So they cut me down to 2.5 minutes. This was in '79 when Pitt was in the top 2 in football. The Penguins were in the playoffs. The Pirates just won a World Series, and the Steelers won a Super Bowl. Okay? And the Pitt wrestling team was ranked #1. And they want to cut my sports? I told the guy where to go, and you know where I went. Down the street, but I was back later. And they fired that consultant who was making way too much money.
Of course.
See, the people in my business, when we quit, we don't quit. We become consultants. I'll never be a consultant. When I quit, I'll quit. You know?
Yeah.
NFL, not for long. Think about that. Maybe I'll own the Nailers if I win the lottery.
Yeah, it's $300 million right now.
And you bet your butt's gone, okay?
No, you keep me.
No, the severance is like $1 million.
Okay, I'll let you do
Yeah,
that.
you like that. You could buy all the Yankee season ticket you want.
I probably would.
Yeah. No, you'll be here for a while. We'll be right back with more fun with the Army and DJ show and their special guest, Bill DeFabio.
Flashback with the Terps. Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Caridi. That story coming up on today's Mountaineer Report.
What makes one head of lettuce better than another? What makes a grape greater? At Kroger, we take scrutinizing freshness to a whole new level, where only the best of the best of the best will do. We're seriously serious about what goes on our shelves, so only the freshest makes the grade. That means not every leafy green leaves the field. Not every cauliflower makes the cut. So if we've got it at Kroger, you can bet your bananas that it's not just fresh, it's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone. At Kroger, fresh groceries are our thing, so we do freshness checks on the items in your delivery order at every step of their journey from our farms to our stores. And pick and pack every blue, raz, and strawberry in your free pickup order with the utmost care. Because we believe in treating your food the same way we'd want ours to be treated. It's the golden rule, only for like fresh fruit and stuff. Order now using the mobile app. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
So here we go, folks. Game week has formally arrived for the Mountaineer football team. And on Saturday, West Virginia opens up season number 3 for Neil Brown and the 2021 season with a game against the University of Maryland Terrapins. Back on Friday's report, I told you that WVU has only opened in a true road game 7 times in the last 50 years. But one of those games was against the Maryland Terrapins. It was 1973. And talk about a season starting late. WVU did not play its very first game of the year until they went to Byrd Stadium, and that was the 15th of September, 1973. And what a game it was. Now, for those of you that have been around a while, you certainly do remember it. West Virginia, Maryland. A lot of good players on that field. But 2 field goals were the total scoring in the opening half of play. A 35 and a 33-yard field goal from the Mountaineers. Frank Nestor, West Virginia led 6-0 at halftime. Then, third quarter, Steve Mickemeyer from the Mickemeyer kicking family kicked field goals of 43 and 48 yards. It was a 6-6 tie going into the fourth quarter of play. Then Maryland takes the lead 13-6 in the late going on a 1-yard touchdown rush fourth quarter. Then a Dwayne Woods 75-yard touchdown. And then, with 8 seconds to go in the game, Danny Buggs, a 65-yard punt return, much to the delight of the Mountaineer fans on hand. West Virginia won the game 20-13. We'll find out what happens this Saturday. That is today's Mountaineer Report, brought to us by Kroger, the official grocer of WVU Athletics. I'm Tony Caridi of the Mountaineer Sports Network.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash, powered by the Score on the Watchdog. I'm John Thayer. Ryan Blaney survived overtime at Daytona under the lights on Saturday night to win for the 3rd time this season. He finished ahead of Bubba Wallace, who was running second, while Ryan Newman, Ryan Preece, and Tyler Reddick rounded out the top 5. That sets up the playoff picture, which starts on Sunday with the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington, South Carolina. It's race number 1 of 3 for the round of 16. Patrick Cantley defeated Bryson DeChambeau on the 6th playoff hole to win the BMW Championship. Both golfers finished tied at 27. Sungjae Im was third at minus 23. The top 30 golfers now advance to the Tour Championship. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. I'm John Thayer with the Sports Flash, powered by the Score on the Watchdog.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body to help you sleep deeper all night and wake up more refreshed every morning. The Tempur-Pedic Summer of Sleep ends soon. Don't miss our best offer of the year and your chance to get your best sleep of the summer. All Tempur-Pedic mattresses are on sale with savings up to $700 on adjustable mattress sets. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
It's Macy's Ultimate Shopping Event with an extra 30% off top designer looks to take you from summer to fall when you use your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, get your beauty fix with 15% off this season's must-have fragrances, skincare, makeup, and more. And get it faster when you pick curbside or in-store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash right now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting from Menards. Choose from over 1,000 interior lights. Patriot Lighting offers a variety of unique styles and finishes to help give your home a fresh, updated look. Save today with 11% off all interior Patriot Lighting. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards. Price is good through September 6th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing.
With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Hi, it's Hoppy Kercheval inviting you to join me weekdays, 10 till noon for Statewide Talk Line. We talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia. We talk with top political figures, sports personalities, and sometimes just us folks talking, all offering our opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
You guys ready?
Ready.
You ready, Coach? Ready. Both of you close your eyes. Okay. Because we got a big surprise coming. Close your eyes. Don't open them.
Can I open?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Clark Donatelli has just entered the building. Hey, Clark, did you suck as a coach? I knew it. Oh, that's a no. How do you like that?
That's a great bobblehead right there.
Yeah, I took it from Biff's office. I'll put it back. I always liked it. By the way, the jersey I got?
Yes.
It's like that one.
Is it?
I'll wear it next time you guys are on.
Perfect.
The jersey we had for hockey night.
I was there for that.
Was it Phil Bork? Was he there? Who was there? Nobody was there.
Nope.
But I got the jersey. Okay?
There you go.
Yeah. It's a great jersey.
Yeah, it is.
You want to buy it off of me.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll give it to you.
That'd be really nice of you.
If you win the, what is it, cup?
Kelly Cup.
Jerry Cup? What is it?
Gerald, yeah, it's the, well, there's the Bud Ginger.
Bud Ginger?
That's the...
They named a trophy after a Bud Ginger?
We can't get the Ginger anymore, though, because we're in the East.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to go to the other
Bud
side.
Ginger was the East.
Yeah, we're in the West now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, you just never mind. Your wording confused me there.
I think when I partied in Boston, I got the ginger. Oh no, that was something else. Where do I put this? In front of you, DJ?
Sure.
No, put it in front of you, facing you, so I can get him on Facebook. Guess what number he was wearing? Don't
40,
know.
44.
Was that his number in Minnesota or whatever?
I'm trying to remember. He was 50 in Boston because he was the 50th guy to play for the Bruins that year.
Wow, he played for the Bees?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
By the way, speaking international competition, we just had a former player qualify for the Olympics this weekend.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Renars Krastenberg. He was here 18 through 20. Team Latvia going to
Where's that?
Europe.
Okay, is that on Earth, planet Earth?
That is on the planet Earth, which is great news.
I know my geography.
They have not let the Martians into the Olympic Games yet.
Oh, no, the Martians are watching us. Believe me. I believe in UFOs.
They just beat. They beat Space. No, they lost to Space. They lost to the Toon Squad in Space Jam.
Yeah. I've actually done Mars basketball a long time ago. Voice of Mars planets.
Wow.
I think they changed to the Jupiters or something. I don't know. But can you imagine? I play for the planets. Where's that? Mars. Yeah?
That'd be.
Small high school, nice town, 3 headlights and golden arches and tattoo shop.
Like a tattoo shop.
But they had a kid who was good at quarterback, went to Notre Dame. They put out good football players. But can you imagine being from Mars?
That would be, yeah, that would be.
That's like when I was in college. I got in a lot of arguments trying to get to the cafeteria net. When I registered, I lived on 1941 The Road. Somebody would say, that's your address? Yeah. The Road? Yeah. What's that near? It's up the street from the Circle. So nobody believed me. They thought I had a fake ID, whatever. But, yeah, I was in touch with Joe Lovell. What's his name? Lovell?
Yep.
He says, I thought you had my number. I said, I erased it because you told me you were a Dallas Cowboy fan. And he's going to be on with the girls Wednesday.
That's good.
We have the girls show.
Hey, perfect preseason for the NEPs.
Yeah.
What are the NEPs?
New England Patriots.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think Joe's going to be the quarterback.
Could be.
Cam's either hurt or he's been misdiagnosed. How do you do that with COVID-19? Whatever. Okay, the Eichel story, which you guys didn't believe me, is true.
Yep.
That could affect him going to Boston, because I'm sure the Scott Boras of hockey will make sure his guy.
He's going to take as much money. Well, he's not a free agent.
Who could use him? The Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Sabres will have to trade, right?
Yeah, they have to trade him. But the problem is they're not getting much for him right now.
Because everybody knows that they're trying to pitch him.
So they're like, we're not, and he's got injury history, and obviously he's coming from
He's a head case.
Losing background, so it's like, do you want him?
Yeah.
You need somewhere where there's a good foundation of leadership. It's the only way it's probably going to work.
Well, the Bruins just got a good guy in the blue line, right? They just signed or
Carlo?
traded. No. It's in my doohickey here, because I subscribe to it, although they're 2 or 3 days late.
Because there is something to be said about a guy who's been around a winning atmosphere versus a guy who's been around a losing atmosphere.
Yeah. And if he gets along with Bergeron, probably the nicest guy in hockey, right? He's well liked by everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And he's Sid's good buddy. All right, here we go, fellas. I'm going to punch it in to my smartphone, which I'm an idiot.
I'm pulling up my Bruins roster now.
They just added this guy on the blue line. Hold on. There we go. I hit the B. And what do I get? Celtics.
Perfect.
Let me hit. Why did I hit the B? Okay, now I'm going to hit the Bruins. Okay, there we go. Pipeline standings, elite season for Charlie McCoy. UMaine basketball and baseball finds a new radio broadcast partner. Must be a slow day.
Wow, who are they partnering with?
You want to know the
They're
station?
not with WZON anymore?
The games will be carried on WEZQ.
Really?
Did you work there and get fired?
No.
And on AM, WDEA. EZUQ, or whatever, is the home of the Bruins, the Red Sox, and the Celtics. Okay, but that's not what I want. Bruins gain stability on blue line with Forbort.
Oh, Forbear, yeah.
Derek Forbort.
Played with him in Ontario. Really good
You
guy.
did?
He's got like a little sandpaper to his game.
What do you mean sandpaper? Boring?
He's got some grit to his game. Plays hard.
Is he big?
He's probably 6'3".
Okay, how do the Bruins get him, DJ?
Free agency, I believe.
Yeah.
6'4".
6'4". I stand corrected.
Left shot defenseman. He digs deeper though on the. Okay, whatever. Toughness. Okay, I like that too. All right. He's similar to Nick Foligno.
Bellino.
He signed with the Bees too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Well, they're going to be okay.
They'll be all right.
What about their goaltender?
Olmark, they got him from Buffalo, so another one of those.
Big question mark on him.
Well, he was the only thing that kept the Sabres in double digits in wins all year.
Yeah.
True.
Because they were horrible without him.
Yeah, but
Horrible.
And Tuca won't be back for half a year, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to miss the Rangers/Capitals goaltender because he never played for the Capitals. Lundqvist.
yeah, Lundqvist was.
Dude, I never knew he never won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Got to
Close.
the finals once.
You know who always owned him in New York?
Who's that?
Sid.
Yep.
Yes, it did.
Sid would look at the schedule. When we playing the Rangers? Okay, that's a couple goals, 3 assists. Whatever.
The Rangers knocked Pitt out twice in a row, but then turned the tables. And Lundqvist had the year we had the complete meltdown where he flipped the net.
Oh, I remember that too. Tom Barrasso used to just like take his stick and smash it, you know. Then he still wouldn't talk to reporters. He was not media friendly, but that's okay. I never trust a guy with a bow tie for some reason. You don't wear a bow tie, do
What
you?
about a bolo tie?
What's a bolo tie?
Like the we're in Texas is like the string with like a bull's head and it's got like the strings down.
No.
You don't know a bolo tie?
No, I know what it is now,
Okay.
but you know, I'm not a big anything from Texas, you know.
Okay.
They wear the big cowboy hats. So they couldn't find one for my big head. Don't you answer that, by the way.
I won't.
Barrasso was a rare breed, though, because he was one, I believe he came out of U.S. high school and went straight to the pros, which is very different.
Foxborough High.
Yes.
Yeah, he pulled the what? LeBron James from high school to the pros?
Yeah, you don't see that much in hockey, though. Like, you see juniors to the pros, but you don't see high school to the pros. That's bizarre.
The big story in sports, folks, in case you missed in the last 24 hours, because I get my paper late. I get the Sunday paper on Saturday, and this news made the weekends, and I finally got it today. Coach Huggins. Boy, you got to have a beer with him, Coach.
I would love to have a beer with him.
Oh, he's a great guy. Sober or not so sober, whatever. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Media friendly, loves the media. He has fun. He turns 68 next month. $4.15 million each of the next 3 years.
I'd love to have a beer with him.
Oh, yeah.
Just say the word.
The stability of some of the big program college coaches is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are some people that have job security literally till the grave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they could probably still have their job in the grave.
Yeah. Well, he brings in a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, he's a spokesperson, too, for a number of companies.
I will say, I did think when you said big story in sports, I thought you were going Javi Baez for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was your direction with the big
Yeah,
story.
I guess the fans in New York, which were brutal, were booing him. Yeah. So when he started to hit and a couple other players, they go like, do the thumbs down. Do the thumbs down, Coach. Yeah. Now, if I'm the owner of the team, I'd take him aside and say, what are you doing? These fans are paying big money. As long as they don't call you names, but they called him something.
I just think they were booing. They haven't been very supportive, but the Mets also went from like first in the NL East to last in the span of 15 days. Not last, but like 7 games out.
Sandy Alderson, their GM, came out yesterday. They put a statement out like that he's not going to tolerate that. So,
I will say from as a perspective from as looking in, yes, they're paying for the seats and all that. I don't have a problem if you're going to be able to give it. You better be able to take it. So if he's going to come back and say and do that, I don't necessarily have the biggest issue with it, because if you're going to boo him and you're going to do all this, well then you've opened the can of worms. The worms is open. They're open. And if he's able to back it up, then fine. But if you can't back it up, you can't say anything. That makes sense? Or no?
it's an interesting scenario, because like you and I were talking before we came in today. I watched the Malice at the Palace on Netflix, which I'm sure Lola might enjoy watching that one. The Pacers-Pistons brawl from 2004.
Yeah.
And
she started that
just
fight.
seeing it's very interesting, because obviously there's a line. Players don't cross into the fans don't cross into the players, and obviously that just completely got blown to smithereens during that whole debacle. But it's very interesting.
I can speak to, we had an incident in Fort Wayne this year.
Oh yeah.
And if the security, like it was, and that seemed to be when they talk about it in the game, is low, then you leave the players like they're sitting ducks and they have to sort of defend themselves.
Right.
Yeah. We're not machines, Baez said. We're going to struggle 7 out of 10 times. It just feels bad when I strike out and you get booed. Well, what's wrong with that? They didn't say anything about your mom, did they? You know, it really doesn't get to me, but I want to let the fans know that when we're successful, we're going to do the same thing to you. Boy, I would find his butt. He was a problem with Chicago.
I don't know if he was a problem. He just wasn't going to sign. He was getting big money. He was going to get big money.
No, he wasn't like a good guy in the clubhouse.
Oh, I don't know that. I can't speak to that.
I was a little blown away the other night. I was at one of the high school football games, and you just hear some of the parents, and you're like, you understand these kids are 14 to 18, right? Like, okay, Bill Belichick Jr. up in the crowd, like, how about we pump the brakes just a smidge?
And when you met with the media, of course, he had his little one.
Oh, of course.
You're not going to ask a tough question with your kid there. Right?
No.
Yeah?
Played that one well.
Yeah. But what's his name, Alderson?
Yeah.
He's not very happy.
No, I mean,
a couple more players did it too, his buddies.
Yeah.
Francisco Lindor and Kevin Pillar did the thumbs down. Those people pay Yankee, ticket behind Yankees home plate, $1,700 without a waiter.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've booed. You get booed. I mean, boo birds come down regularly. If you're going for Stanton went for the 5 strikeout game a couple of times, and the boo birds are out. But yeah.
You know why they don't boo when the Nailers lose? Because they're used to it. Anyhow.
This guy, he thinks he's getting a sweatshirt now.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, Bill.
No, I wasn't. Oh no.
You're gonna have a sweatshirt, but it's gonna have no sleeves like
I don't
Belichick.
care. Let's just have a couple. Let's have a couple of brewskis together before the wings gets to be real expensive.
Yeah, I'm fair with that. I'm good with that.
You fair with that?
I'm good with that.
Oh, we'll find some place where there's lobster and that or whatever. Oh, we'll go down Center Market.
Yeah, I like go.
Couple good restaurants there.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get a deal there, but when you check the menu, don't go over $9 a meal. Okay?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. What did we learn today, guys? We only got a few minutes, 4 minutes. What did we learn today? You were wrong on Eichel.
Yes, we were wrong. Yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah. You think I'd make something like that up? I can't even spell Eichel. By the way, I'm learning on, so far I've gotten like good marks on the pronunciation of the Japanese baseball player that hit a home run walk-off.
Shohei?
No.
Yoshi?
Oh, yeah.
Satsuji. Sugo. I got all that right till now. But if you say it plenty, I was laughing at the ESPN guys this morning.
Yeah.
None of them got it right, and they were making fun of the name.
Yeah.
I try not to do that, but
Yeah.
Shohei's got 41.
Yeah. He's...
Who?
Otani.
Oh yeah.
My only issue with that is he's going to play a full career in Anaheim, where no one ever will expect them to make the playoffs.
Which is insane because they have Trout there too, which is just like what?
Yeah. So expect him to be traded to the Yankees.
The third baseman, too, who got hurt this year from the Nationals.
Oh yeah.
Rendon.
Yes.
So they have but they will never, and no one will ever expect them to make the playoffs. So there's no pressure whatsoever for the Anaheim Angels.
But
that's
what
why,
if he gets traded to the Yankees for some star players?
And if he delivers, then all of a sudden he's got that. He'll have it. And
Yeah.
the same thing with Mike Trout. To me, Mike Trout has never played a playoff game and won a playoff game. So how can he be? How can you compare him to
He's played 3 and he's lost them all.
Look at the guy they just lost. He was in St. Louis all those years. What was his name?
Pujols.
Yeah.
Pujols.
Yeah.
He has no World. Does he have World
Yeah, he's
Series?
got 2 with St. Louis, I think.
Oh yeah, with the guy that invented the game.
They had
Tony La
Vlad.
Russa.
They had Vlad.
Yeah.
But you like, you know what I mean? Like, they're never going to be expected to, like, from now, like, from Mike Trout until he plays, and he's as great a ball player as he is. Mickey Mantle was a icon, won World Series. Until Mike Trout, you can't compare him to Mickey Mantle if he doesn't win a World Series, in my opinion.
They got their Rally Monkey World Series in 02, and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like my guy that I always liked to. I found out he was a turkey with the media because I've interviewed him a couple of times. He was promoting beef, Carl Yastrzemski. He never won a World Series.
True.
You know?
True.
Stupid Bob Gibson stopped him in '67.
Yeah.
And the Big Red Machine, a lot of people thought that Game 6 with Carlton Fisk where he's going, they thought that was the 7th game of the World Series. But the Red Sox had a chance to win Game 7 at home. Someone said the manager had too much alcohol in his veins, whatever.
Hey, that Angels one, that was the closest Barry Bonds ever came to winning the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And he lost Game 6 and 7 to the Angels.
Yeah, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds basically carried that team. That's how good he was.
And you agree with this, right, Coach? Hall of Fame, BB.
100%.
Hall of Fame, Pete Rose.
100%.
Okay.
I will say, here's my bugaboo right now. A little bit, I'm going to throw this out at you.
Well, no, don't throw anything at me.
The Field of Dreams game, okay? So the MLB probably made an absurd amount of money on the Field of Dreams game. Off Shoeless Joe Jackson. Basically, that's the whole story. Shoeless Joe Jackson isn't in the Hall of Fame, but you're making all this money off him. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Shoeless Joe should be in the Hall of Fame.
You know what happens every time I come into work and I see Lola?
What?
I say, Ms. Miller, is this heaven?
And she goes, no, it's WKKX, the watchdog.
It's so old. He's been using it.
Yeah, with
3
different
times
characters.
every day since that game.
And she keeps track. That's why I like her. All right.
Like burned in my brain.
I'll be back for another. Oh, no, it's 3 o'clock. I got to get used to this
Now we
extended
gotta
period.
go.
Yeah, I got to go. Lola says go, and I got to go.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600, WKKX Wheeling.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Crews from at least 30 states are headed to the storm zone, where more than 1 million people are without power after Hurricane Ida. That from President Biden. He and FEMA officials speaking directly to governors and mayors from areas affected.
To accelerate the process, I've asked the